the huge, as of right now, unknown, right? You said maybe it does do well against a Primal Beast, but are you willing to run that lane if you don't know for sure?
Yeah, and it's a huge maybe, you know. It's where they definitely needed to look for a hero that was going to be able to lane up against him, but you are kind of burning out of those heroes. Although both teams kind of needing mid lane coming to the final phase, we do just get the bans and Tiny.
Hmm.
Okay, pretty basic, pretty simple. Something that FCR, if it is FCR, has been playing pretty consistently in the tournament, as well as Suits. Both players just kind of feel like they're happy with their position. But that's where, is it just simply, no. I was going to say Bat Rider, but no more Bat Rider. I'm so glad to see that hero banned out every single game because it is just obnoxious. But I don't know. I almost think what would be an absolute killer is if they picked, will they pick it? No. I was gonna say if they decide to put the Death Prophet mid and then pick up a Timber Saw, this would be such a sick
Oh.
Timber Saw game.
Hmm.
But I'm not 5-man minus and I don't have the drafting options. But okay, they decide to go for the simple draw in the mid lane, as we've seen so many mid laners opt for in this tournament, and some movement. Mid
Wait a
Primal
minute.
Beast? That's
Yeah.
what it kind of looks like so far. So yeah, mid Primal Beast, all the SA teams and a lot of SA players have been adopting that more and more because it does just do damage. And now
Wait, wait,
you
wait, wait,
dodge
wait.
out that lane. Oh yeah, wait.
Wait, wait,
FCR's
wait.
on
Wait, wait, wait. I mean, that's going to be HFN Terrorblade. Tavo's
no,
in the
I just
lobby,
like
so he takes the
Tavo
Primal.
Tavo's here.
That's mid techies or King RD's playing mid.
I mean, King RD's a beast.
Yeah, he can
King
do it.
RD
That's true.
can lane wherever. Also, do you see his tree right now? You see it, is it bugging out for you? I've got a bone sword right now.
Yeah, it's both. It's
Yeah, that's, I mean, I would take that cosmetic. I don't know. I'll write you a blank check valve. And an HFN as well, slotting in, has the white, the expensive Terrorblade, as everybody
yeah.
knows it as. But, okay, slightly different. We'll have to see the lane setup. I genuinely don't know what Wolf Team's coming for. Think mid Tiny makes the most sense. Primal Beast, Techie's lane, 5 KJ Snapfire. Honestly, King RD mid seems like it is what it is, but again, that's where 5 mid Midas. We'll have to see how that Primal Beast lane plays out. Meanwhile, on the other side, though, the Tusk Death Prophet lane is just super solid. It's going to be very easy and nice for them to play. Just need to be careful of KJ's cookies, and then besides that, not really a whole lot of danger to play around with unless they get really greedy into meta. But as soon as that pops, HFN has to retreat really heavily, and then he's not really a hero in the lane. So some safety for 5-man Midas to play around. But that's where 5-man Midas's issue hasn't been in those first 10 minutes. Typically, they've been fine in the lanes. They draft for the lanes. It's after that in the mid game where just something breaks in their heads, and then they just start to lose control of everywhere. So hopefully with those decisions, and especially that second and third exorcism that comes out of your Death Prophet, we see some really tight decision making. Because otherwise, well, the snowball starts rolling, and you might not even lose this game all too quickly because HFN is on a Terrorblade, but you will lose it assuredly.
Hmm. Well, see what this ends up looking like here, as we do have a pause at the start, because Wolf Team do have some DC'd players. So, gonna give them a moment to try and get people back in. It looks like KJ and Tavo at the moment, the ones who are out of here, but do want to see anything to be gleaned from the item pickups. It does look like King RD opted for a Quelling Blade, so, well, yeah. I think they are just presumably going to send him mid. Part of me actually wanted to see FCR try mid techies, because I don't know what the hell that looks like, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, it's if you ever want to take a peek, just go to Trovo Live, which or whatever .tv/senior techies. That guy is still playing techies.
True.
He's always live. So even though I don't know, I don't spend a lot of time on Trovo Live, but there surprisingly are a lot of South American players that, and especially the very high MMR ones, it's where you can catch a pretty regular Parker Pacaz stream. You know, get your carry fill from their games. They also just look a little bit different, you know, but that's where you do have to go off Twitch, which, you know, kind of kills it for me. I don't have a Trovo Live account, but pretty sure at this point everybody has a Twitch account.
Yeah, for better or for worse, we all have Twitch accounts, but it looks like Wolf Team ready to go here. So we'll see if we get the all clear from the 5-man Midas side as well. Get this one underway. Again, as a reminder, Wolf Team needing wins in 3 of the next 4. 5-man Midas have to win both of these games today and then both of their games against Felt tomorrow. So pressure's on. The pressure's been on 5-man Midas really the whole way through because they are still without a victory in this group stage. But now it's less about pride. Now it's about actually avoiding elimination. So see what it is that they have in store. Have they finally put together the lineup ET that's going to net them that first victory, or Wolf Team outplay them as Wolf Team across the river? Early ward thrown down. FCR. It's going to start trading out right clicks with feeling here. And this is not the place that we often see too many fights over the runes. This is normally where a 2v1 or a 3v1 goes down and somebody gets caught, but considering the numbers Wolf Team are bringing here, this gets a little bit more dicey. At the same time, on the other side of the map, they're trying to hit up HFN. Got the tag team. Silence comes in. Can Moonlight keep body blocking? He's doing a pretty fantastic job of it now, but eventually HFN will sidestep him. Or maybe he won't. Moonlight gets back in front, but he'll make it away.
Oh yeah, easy escape. Also looking across the map, looks like we might see King RD go for a battle here, and funnily enough, King RD, he's got the invisible tree.
Oh.
Even though he had too many trees before, now he's got none in game. And some people call it a bug, some people call it a feature, and actually, I originally did it accidentally whenever I was setting my cosmetics as well, and it is kind of hard to last hit when you're the tiny without a tree, because, I mean, you also use that visual indicator, so probably not going to mess up King RD because he is a professional, but also something to maybe look at.
Little bit funky, but we'll check in later, see how he's doing. Right now, it's a little bit of focus on this bottom lane first, because Lies and Moonlight, there's a lot that they can do in the right circumstances. This is not the right circumstances, though. HFN with the meta, rather than going exclusively for the last hits, just tries to bully the Death Prophet away from the lane, and it really does its job. So now, well, how far forward do you want to play? Lies does not have a crazy amount of regen in this lane either, so until that courier comes out to bring more, he's just got to kind of play back a bit.
No, gets zoned off the wave, took a ton of damage, only one set of tangos, and KG has just been so efficient.
Got slowed up again. HFN, though, did lose the meta, but they are still just trying to bully their way through this, and I think the best part about this, if you're HFN, he's not even really losing much farm time. Like, maybe one creep dies while he pushes out there, but nothing more than that, so...
No, he's only lost 2. He's right where he needs to be. Wise as well, because he has that silence level 1.
Cookie
Kind of
stun.
weird, but
there's the
yeah,
slow.
hit level 2 first, just turn on it, and even Moonlight, he can't sit here and right-click, because KJ, he would love the kill, but he's got Fairy Fires, he's baiting, pops the Fairy Fire, stops baiting, but will now trade salves, trade regen, and yeah, your Terrorblade is just super happy, but all, I think, going down to either the miss skill or, you know, whatever was with that level 1 silence, because Lies is just helpless.
Yeah, there's nothing he can really do here until he hits that second level, so it's just a rough lane for him. He's got one last hit, that's kind of it, so all of a sudden you look at Moonlight having to be the guy, but Moonlight's now going to get hit up. They slow him up, second slow, Cookie stun. I don't know if they actually get the kill just yet, because KJ has to go the long way around, but that's twice now, where a hero's either been killed off or just completely pushed out of lane, because the Tusk is out of regen himself.
Yeah, and then we've got this big problem where it would have been a problem for HFN if the pull actually got through, but Moonlight stacked this large camp, so now might have to just give his life to make sure that this pull goes through, but no. Great aggro from KJ, trying to be even greater aggro from Moonlight, but it looks like if it drags back a little bit further, yeah, the pull gets off, and now HFN gets to reap the rewards as the full wave dies. And then top lane, okay. Well, oh no, 5-man Midas.
It's, they're starting to do the thing again, ET, where everything starts to fall apart. That's only a level 1 trample into Blastoff, but Monkey King's not the tankiest of heroes, and Feeling can't really keep them at bay with something like the kinetic field, then that play is only going to become more frequent as this landing stage goes on. But Arceus, he's pissed. He wants the kill. He's going to push his way back in. Kinetic Field is going to go down this time. Tavo tries to onslaught his way out, but Feeling had already hit him up with Thunder Strike, and 5-man Midas quickly respond in the top lane.
Yep, and they have to keep on finding those nice responses. They have to keep on keeping Arceus just maybe a level, or even just half a level ahead. But yeah, second meta, can't run away.
We've got 2 slows and a stun against a Death Prophet who does not have boots. At least, you know, he got past level 1, so he actually has spells, but not the Siphon, so not really able to survive. Speaking about surviving, Arceus dead again in the top lane.
Yep, and all that is just not even the suicide, but just level 2 sticky bomb. Tavo, who didn't greed out for the second point trample like we see so many Primal Beasts go for, just making the play happen. And as I like to say, Feeling try to get the small camp pull off, but they were bad creeps, so now that wave is going to push so hard into the Monkey King. Monkey King that doesn't have TP, by the way, as well, so all those creeps underneath this tower are going to get given to no one, and the pull is going to go on and off as well.
He mischiefs into the creep for extra move speed. That is the point of desperation that we have reached 4.5 minutes in. That's not a great sign. It does get him to the lane faster. Like, there's no denying that, but not fun if you're the Monkey King. He's going to try and just get in here and find whatever last hits he can. That does get him up to 10, so at least he's doing a little better than the DP on the other side, but we're talking about your carry who's been killed off twice and is very far behind in terms of last hits compared to the other cores.
No, he really is struggling that much more, but, well, we'll have to see, because your mid laner is also a Leshrac, so it's not like he's really going to be able to rotate that as much, which I know sounds funny considering the previous Leshrac player who just kind of, you know, went wild around the map, but we'll have to see if he can maybe do that mirror matchup as dual top. Okay, misses the onslaught, actually just feeds himself into the kinetic field, didn't know if he could get over, so nicely done, gets the heal up from some more Jingu, and without enough mana on the Primal Beast, all he has, okay, things.
RL, okay, he's gonna actually survive it with the, well, survive the initial hit with the range drop, but they do go back in for him. They'll take him down. Moonlight now trying to run away, so he's got to give up on the KJ kill. He has to give up on the KJ kill ET. Apparently the creeps did not. Now FCR gets picked off over in the top lane, so 5-man Midas with some signs of life. But if Tavo gets Arceus, yeah, that's still gonna hurt you quite a bit.
Oh, and he wins this, though. Feeling's gonna kill Tavo, I think. It's a little ugly, but no. And then he's just gonna kill himself after buying boots. Oh,
maybe not.
Thought better of it. Now
FCR is here, so he can't do it anymore, but he doesn't know that. Oh, Feeling. Goodbye. Unfortunate. Well, FCR got sent all the way back to his base, though, so the glimpse does kind of punish him, but he still gets a kill.
And bot lane.
Yep, there goes Lies. Well,
he could get punished if anybody else wants to show up, but nope, not gonna happen. The rest of the map is just quiet in the night.
Moonlight does have tag team. He's got the shards too, so they could give this a go. I think HFN is gonna die here. He's trying to go for the kill onto Feeling, but he doesn't actually get it. So HFN gets a little greedy, and well, it's not much. And okay, Feeling's still dead because KJ just comes over to finish the job. But if you're 5-man Midas, at least you're starting to get some sort of trade out of these scenarios, ET. But it is kind of rough as the silence comes in onto the Monkey King. Blastoff was there. Does Tavo go for the onslaught into the trample? Yes, he does. And the Monkey has no way out. King RD comes in for the avalanche as well. And they do find the kill. But RRL with the haste rune is going to try and make something happen. The haste is going to wear off in just a second, though. So he can't do anything. And now he's rotated up here for really no gain.
Yeah, and then he TP's back mid. Because, of course, there's a creep wave pushed in. Which means that the Monkey King only really has one place left to go. So he's probably going to just go back top and then hope for the best. But one more death, and I think that's where the lane does finally break. But we'll have to see, because HFN is the exact opposite. Even though he did die top of the net worth by a huge lump sum, has a huge lead, especially against his laning opponent. That you really just never expect that. And kisses are online for KJ. He is level 6, 8 minutes into his game, and Feeling is also quite high level, but That's where having the Snapfire Kisses right now, it could catch anybody off guard. Even bottom lane, it could just be as simple as a slow from the reflection into just a dead Death Prophet again here. Even though HFN doesn't need any help, the net worth says it all.
Yeah, he is just absolutely rolling at the moment. And, oh, Moonlight's going to try to push in, but KJ's already here. Here come the kisses.
No, no, no.
And this fight's over. Time to run. Lies will not make it, though. The snowball is going to try to pull Moonlight away. The Shards play is interesting, but interesting does not mean good or effective. As KJ picks up both kills, and things are starting to get a little out of hand, DT.
Yeah, and again, the only one who can really help you at this point is just your Leshrac, who also getting picked off a little bit, but has the most damage that he can do to these heroes, but that's where he's still struggling to find his way onto anybody just yet. Now top lane, I don't know about the Tiny. They toss him!
Oh, what the?
Well,
that's one way to
Tosca's
find
dead.
out. Shards play, gonna try to help him out, but there's the pulverize. Nope, bound the strike, instantly cancels.
Okay.
Moonlight lives. Here comes Feeling. He's got Static Storm. He's got to be a little bit careful, though, because, yeah, now he's going to get stunned up. They only caught the Tiny in there, and nobody's doing any actual damage. So King RD just walks that off. Static Storm deployed to no effect. Lies gets taken down in the bottom lane, but the fight remains up top, where Feeling will go down, and now the Snowball is going to pull the Tusk into an engagement he absolutely does not want. Moonlight dropped low. Not dead, though, as Arceus gets the Boundless Strike off, so... Okay. They do get a kill. What else can they find? King RD in some trouble. He's going to use the Avalanche defensively. Looks like he's going to be able to walk away at the same time, though RRL's kind of stuck in no man's land here in the river. They're going to try and snowball their way onto KJ, but this is risky. Tavo's going to get tossed in. The trample is going to... Actually, not the trample, just the pulverize to catch out multiple heroes.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. Moonlight and RRL are dead. Arceus will go down as well. Yeah, that voice line about sums it up right there.
Yeah, and during all of that time, of course, HFN has been farming. He's been pushing in the waves. He's putting even more. Right now, he is 4,000 gold ahead of the Death Prophet. He's 2,000 gold ahead of his other successful lanes. 5-man minus are just not doing it. And over back into their triangle, Primal Beast is going to die to neutral creeps because they're too darn powerful and they need to be... Nah, I'm kidding. It is a bad play from him, but... No, that kind of hurts, but you did farm all of it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Tavo, I didn't give any gold over, but he's off the map. You just took down that Tiny, so... there's some signs of life from 5-man Midas, but they need so many things now to start going their way to even think about a comeback. And if that comeback's going to happen, ET, it's, at this point, maybe 20-plus minutes down the road.
Yeah, and they can start to do maybe something with the Death Prophet. Lies is still just getting the barest of bare bones. He's below the Disruptor at this point, but with that being said, Exorcism will always be useful. It will always do something for you, but oh, mid.
You got
Nice
the
snowball, but the slow from the kisses is gonna be problematic, and they're just trapped. Got a cookie as well on the creep. Doesn't even need it. Well.
I mean... They're trying on the 5-man Midas side, but these plays just aren't working out for them. There's a kill for Arceus up in the top lane. He did just have to solo Wukong's command techies, but I don't think you care anymore. You just need kills. You need anything, anywhere, by any means. So, Monkey King finds some sort of kill, working his way towards the Echo Saber at this point. But he does need to be careful, because Tavo is... well... a little ways above him in experience, and he does have the pulverize back up again.
Oh, they're trying to farm the ancient stack. Okay. Says HFN says, yeah, you guys can farm that. I'm good. I don't need any of that. I'm fine. It's top lane Tavo. Okay. Gonna have to get away. Oh, bounce onto Moonlight as well, but a lot of damage and perfect glimpse. Feeling in a good spot, and that's a lot of ultis, but hey, it works. Gets you the kill. Arceus needs to be careful, but so does FCR, but King RD is here. Oh, no.
Avalanche into Sticky Bomb. Double kill for your techies, and it's time for Arceus to run. Or hide on the tree. That'll work too, but over in the middle lane, RRL taken down. HFN pops the meta. KJ's in for the lockdown. tower should go down here, and they might actually lose multiple towers. The tier 1 is under attack both mid and up top. Actually, no. They're just going for the kill onto Argeus instead. And with that sticky bomb connection, Argeus is going to go down here. Oh, okay. Never mind. It just delays the death by a second or two, but it was a nifty play with the mischief, just not enough.
Yeah, just trying anything he can to maybe delay this out, but that's also Blink Dagger on King RD. He's just going to go kind of wild here as I see the tail end of a meta and a Death Prophet on the run. HFN, he's just so mean. There is a Leshrac on the way here, but I don't know. Lies is just so fragile.
There's
and
the kisses.
so not alive.
Will it
He's
hit?
gonna get Split Earth maybe, but I don't know, man.
Lies goes down again, but look at all the heroes they're bringing. They want this fight. They're going to get off the snowball. No Sunder
Got
for
him.
50, so HFN will die. You just wish that they didn't have to give up 5 kills for every one that they got themselves, and now things are going to get a little rough. Here comes FCR, TPing in. How far do you want to chase this? King RD's over as well. There's the blink. Into the Ava, into the toss, into the blast off. Doesn't actually hit, so RRL's not dead yet. Okay, now he is dead, but his teammates at least cleaned up too. King RD going for the toss. He has the Avalanche as well here. If he could blink, yep. Avalanche comes through, feeling though still not dead. He just barely survives that with the wand charges. 5-man Midas get away. It's sure as hell not clean, but it's something.
Yeah, no, they get a good set of kills. A large part is just that Tomvo didn't have his TP up until this point. Get some good damage on the towers as well, and get a tower of their own, but also feeling kind of carrying with the statics from there, and then just maybe a stroke of luck for the techies to already be precasting that blast off and isn't able to stop himself from plummeting to his own death. But that's where you do always have to be concerned, because there is a Mantis Owl on Argeus, or on HFN. He is just going to start
Wait,
farming.
no, he cut his teammate's tree down. Oh,
Well,
how can everything go wrong? It's just, at this point, it's starting to get a little unfair. Argeus was channeling out the Wukong's command. Instead, the snowball cuts it down. Lies falls up in the north side jungle. It's just all going to hell right now. Feeling is trying to get away from KJ. Meanwhile, in the river, RRL's doing his best to dance. He is getting away for now. Oh, King RD blinking forward, waiting for the Avalanche. Going to be able to connect. There's the sticky bomb. Waiting for the toss. That will come out now as well, and I don't even know. I mean, maybe they win that fight if the Wukong's command comes in. It's just, at this point, they're starting to just step on each other's toes.
Yeah, and like I said, as soon as Wolf Team decide to start playing this game a little more seriously, that's going to be the real problem. Because right now they're just playing kill you, kill you, kill you. You're showing on the map, you're dead. Silence comes through, can't get the snowball off, and now a snowball to wear to the techies, death.
5-man Midas. If you lose this game, you're eliminated. So, to a certain degree, I would not be surprised if they just refuse to ever concede out of spite until the very end, but we're 17 minutes in and it feels like the end is already approaching, because RRL is going to get tossed out of his own damn base. They're going to go for the high ground push, and what means do they have to stop? Static doesn't catch. Well, actually, it did catch there, but it doesn't matter. He still just loses his life. HFN does not care. This snowball eventually will connect, but with the Sunder up, he doesn't have enough damage to find the kill.
Nope, and during all of that, the Monkey King trying to get some farm out bottom is why he's not there to defend his mid-tier 3 tower. They have Glyph as well, but they're not popping it for their tier 3. It's not refreshing. I don't even know if they're going to Glyph the racks, even though they could, and just throw their bodies. This is not an objective the Wolf Team should be getting just by the numbers, but I think 5-man Midas are losing their mind a little bit. HFN even just says, no, I'm done. I'm going to walk away. In a real game, this is not an objective that I can take, but clearly in this game it would have been, and they do get the melee racks. They will start to walk away, but just kiting him, and now
They just got RRL.
lot of damage.
Good
Nice
snowball.
though.
It's not a snowball back, though. It's a snowball forward, so RRL is still stuck in the fight. They take KJ down, but here comes FCR in with the blast off. HFN's going to start doing some damage. Tavo even joining the party with the onslaught into trample. And that's 4 dead, and it's going to be 5. Feeling is not getting away. Double kill for King RD. And a 5 for 2. That leads into the racks. There's your GG called at 18 minutes. And 5-man Midas are officially eliminated.
And they break their own record, because the previous fastest game in BTS Pro Series 12 was 22 minutes, which was also 5-man Midas GGing out. So they beat them by 4 minutes. Yeah, Wolf Team are a bit of a beast, but my goodness. Hey, guys, out there, if you ever want to see a TV versus Death Prophet replay, you know, struggling versus DP in your lanes, well, you can watch how HFN dismantles Lies in this one, because that was just almost single-handedly all him. Just the bully. Just not a lot of game that they were actually able to do there, but yeah. I mean, what more else is there to say? 43-14. The Monkey King did not work versus the Primal Beast. We almost talked more about the draft than we talked about this game. So, go game 2. Enough said.
Yeah, we're just gonna kind of leave this one. 5-man Midas. They had some ideas. They made an attempt. Did not work out for them. Take a look at the graph, though, just real quick, because there is a brief moment. I do want to point this out. Little bit here. What is this? 15, 16 minutes where the net worth does tick downwards for just a moment, so I don't know why I pointed it. It almost seems cruel at this point to point it out, because they still lose in 18, but there was a moment where they were able to win some sort of trade ET, but only a fleeting moment.
Yeah, and also a moment most likely created by your opponents not playing the game 100% seriously, because again, Wolf Team are just going for kill after kill after kill, and eventually 5-man Midas, they can take as scrappy a fight as they want, but there's just nothing to play for at that point. But what is now going to be 5-man Midas's not last game in this tournament, but last game with any stakes was last game. So right now they're playing with house money. They've got nothing to lose, nothing to gain. They're eliminated, but they do get to play one more game of Dota versus Wolf Team here, you know? Say pre-planned scrim, you know? For Wolf Team, this does matter a lot more. They can't afford to necessarily drop the ball here, but for 5-man Midas, free and loose.
Yeah, we'll see if that has any effect on the way that they play out this last game, because unfortunately for them, their run is not going to go anywhere. They will be the sole team eliminated from the group stage, but we'll see what Game 2 has in store. Wolf Team still playing for something, 5-man Midas playing for fun, so see what that looks like in just a couple of minutes. So we got some ads to play for you, but we'll be back with the last game of the night in just a little bit. And it is worth noting, we opened up saying for 5-man Midas that these games no longer matter. They are going to be that team that finishes in 9th and gets eliminated. The Wolf Team still need to take this seriously. They did so in Game 1. If you missed it, that's because it was an 18-minute long game. So they were able to get the win there, but they still need at least 2 more to try and go for a tiebreaker for upper bracket, and then once the tiebreaker's secure, they can try to get that 4th win to just sort of win that slot outright. So they're still locked in. They're still looking for wins here, especially against an opponent that now doesn't have much to play for. These are opportunities Wolf Team can't let pass them by.
Nope, definitely not. And of course, CM versus Beastmaster, go for that every day of the week. Wolf Team right now, though, do have a very fragile lineup, and that makes that Tusk into a core now. And then they lead with the Jakiro. I'm liking 5-man Midas more and more. Now, if they pick up, like, the Faceless Void, I would be in love. I would be so ready for what they're about to do here. Of course, it's a little bit difficult to pick your carry in the down position, because Wolf Team might just look at you and say, oh, we're going to just pick Naga Siren, and then HFN's going to play it and then look to counter you every single point of the game, as well as, unfortunately, there's also that Morphling that is still in the pool, and if Wolf Team want to, they could go for the Morphling right now. Let's see. That's Pudge. And okay, maybe not your direct carry counter, but, well, that is a really tough Beastmaster lane now. That is not what you wanted to see if you're Lies, especially after Game 1.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough for him, and we'll see. Well, I don't know. Between the two of them, between the CM and the Techies, which one would you actually prefer to lane with the Pudge, because the CM makes a hook play easier, but feels like the Techies has more follow-up if you do hit that hook.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen too many mistakes though with Techie's Pudge, where one goes in, the suicide lands, then he gets hooked out, then the Pudge can't go. It's like, why even do that to yourself, right? As
Mhm.
well as I think just having the CM Pudge lane versus Beastmaster, you're not gonna have Boars. They do have to be careful because, of course, Rubik's gonna keep you low with the Fade Bolts, and Beastmaster's probably just gonna spam axes now that he has been countered in the lane. But that's why Wolf Team go for this carry, because Pudge is not really going to be harassed out that easily. He's going to have enough HP to mess around with a little bit, even though, again, not a direct answer to the Luna. And Luna has gotten more and more popular in this tournament. Feels like she's hitting a pretty nice niche. Just is always a pretty effective hero regardless of the situation. So, like that for 5-man Midas. And now they just need to kind of close things up here with a very simple, very basic, most likely ranged hero here for RRL, something that cannot lose the mid lane, and then we're happy. And then we've got a draft that we can play, and then it's all up to the boys to actually play their heroes well. And then we got something to actually look forward to in this game. If they go for a gamble, though, I can start to lose my confidence already. If, let's say, they pick an Ember Spirit right now, I feel like I'm a little bit concerned. Even though Ember, with all the bans right out in front of you, looks like a pretty great hero. And they pick Queen of Pain. That's the hero that shouldn't lose, and that's a fast pick.
Oh.
That's a Dawnbreaker. So now are we switching up to a mid Pudge? Well, I guess we'll see. No, maybe a mid Tusk. Again, we'll see who lanes where, because maybe this is just a hero player limitation as opposed to a lane limitation. But Dawnbreaker is not what I was expecting. But I guess another core to just get in. But Wolf Team's draft is actually not as clean as I expected it. They picked a lot of, I want to say, weird heroes in combination with each other. A lot of melee heroes as well. They've got 3 melee cores. I feel like that never happens ever, but okay, let's see what you can do, Wolf Team.
It is a little bit weird. Wolf Team are the team that still have something to play for and have the need for wins, and their draft is the one that seems a little stranger than their opponents, because 5-man Midas have put together something that looks pretty stable and pretty standard here. So, well, I guess we'll have to see. Tavo's the only one who hasn't selected his hero, so he is going to play up on that Dawnbreaker, and that should just set it up, right? Pudge 1, Tusk mid, and Dawnbreaker in the offlane, because Tavo does not really move from that position.
Yeah, it would be weird to see him take it over the mid lane, and I guess now it's up to RRL. Pitch a shutout versus the melee hero. Tusk is going to be nuking for ranged creeps, but you can make him buy a little bit more regen than just progressing his items super quickly, then sure, go for it. See what happens. I still think that Pudge CM lane is going to be brutal for Lies. I think he's really going to have an issue, but on the other side, I think Argius and Feeling can get a really nice start. I don't think that Dawnbreaker techies should be too difficult to deal with. I think that's where it's all going to be about vision in the lane. I would love for Feeling to get a lane ward just so that way they know when FCR is looking to make a play. And then you can do a lot of walking away simply from them. Just make sure you're not getting caught by the slow from the hammer, and then I think you can get a pretty nice trade going for you. But that's where, again, 5-man Midas, they got to do something in the lanes. They just have to play up to snuff. And then I think for the first time ever, I like their draft more.
It's a bit unfortunate that it now comes at the point where they're already destined for elimination, but, well, like I said, you are not going to playoffs. You already know that. So, let's set some new goals. Let's get a win on the board. Let's not go 0-16. That's just got to be the next sort of shift mentally for this 5-man Midas lineup. So, we'll see if they can pull it off. As you say, probably the best draft we've seen from them so far. The Wolf Team, meanwhile, Wolf Team have some questions to answer with what they've put together, but we shall see just how aggressive they will be. We'll see what Tusk does in the mid lane against the Queen of Pain, and I don't know. I mean, if the Pudge gets going, if they really put effort into finding HFN farm and kills, I mean, Carry Pudge kind of came into favor for a reason.
And again, the lane is going to be stellar. And you already see Wise. He's got the wild axes leveled up for a very good reason. Because, you know, it's not going to be fun to lane versus the Pudge. And your Boars will certainly not survive very long. But that's where, you know, keep your nose down. Keep yourself clean. Probably find an easy play onto the CM if KJ just eats a few too many of those axes and those Fade Bolts. And then suddenly got some pretty good harass. 5-man Midas will also be able to do a fairly decent job at defending their towers. Got a ton of creep clear this time around, the most creep clear they've had in all 4 of their games. So defending these towers should be a
Ooh.
little bit of a problem as, yeah, first hook, 0 for 1.
Falls onto a slowed target, too. Maybe the slow actually kind of threw him off there, but... They're still going to get 3 bounty runes. 4 oh my god. They got 4. Well, you don't really see that anymore, ET. The quad sweep is just about impossible with the way those runes are positioned nowadays, but Wolf Team got them.
Yeah, I guess maybe just afraid of using any regen from the bottom lane. Of course, Argus doesn't have the most, but just fearing the sticky bomb plus the celestial hammer. Not entirely sure, but yeah, they go 0 for 4 in the game where they already are feeling pretty good and looking pretty good as. Well, I think that was a hook that landed onto Moonlight top. That's why everybody's so low. Everybody just ended up trading their life early.
Yeah, he wanted Lies initially, but Moonlight kind of stepped in front. But, well, HFN's only going to have so many shots at this, because he didn't really come to lane with any mangoes, and Hook is not exactly a cheap spell. He is setting up for it, though. There's the slow, but another miss. Only hitting 1 of his first 3 as Moonlight sidesteps it, and, well, there should be 1 more, at least, coming out onto them as KJ is going to push. This time, though, HFN not really involved, but KJ might just do it himself. 1 more hit onto Lies. Oh, okay. It is HFN who gets it. KJ will fall, but now HFN has Rot, and Moonlight should go down.
Oh, and that was a hell of a hook, and now he just kills himself. Yep, not too shabby. Get your regen, 0 HP, 27 mana. That's perfect. Didn't get to buy your Ring of Health, which is, a trip that the Pudge will eventually have to make yet again here, but no, that's pretty great from Wolf Team.
So it goes down as a 2-2 trade-off, but the Pudge gets first blood, then he kills himself to the tower, so 5-man Midas don't get quite as much as their opponents do out of that one, and we'll keep an eye on that top lane, because that combo could come together pretty frequently. In the meantime, let's see what 5-man Midas can do down bot here. Argus is looking to just have himself a very fruitful lane, although Tavo is doing everything in his power to make sure that they can maintain some pressure at this point, as they do get the kill onto Feeling.
Just very easy. Level 2 Dawnbreaker. That power spike we always hem and haw about, and it just works. At the same time, FCR just pulling the creep wave back, but there's already kills happening on the other side as well. Doesn't have hook, but Frostbite has another Crystal Nova in 1, and I think this is another double kill for your Pudge.
There we go. HFN with the double kill again. Yeah, this is not the way that they had sort of drawn it up, so to speak, on the 5-man Midas side, and, well, I did mention, right? Carry Pudge is Carry Pudge for a reason. He's going to have some stacks retroactively and all that good stuff, but I don't know. 4-1 start for any carry. You are in a very solid position. The board does come out now, so it's a little bit more of a distraction, but this is what you drafted the Crystal Maiden for, so it's not going to last very long.
Yeah, and if he does want to go for board build, and I can only imagine it's just to give you something to do. Level 1 and level 2 boards do just straight up die to a single Frostbite. A single level 1 Frostbite, no less, so not ideal. I think for now, though, HFN is just going to keep all these creeps underneath his tower. Just going to last hit everything and then continue the lead, because it's not like Lies can really approach the creep wave right now, even though they are getting some hawk vision, so they do see where KJ's playing, but this is all just in an effort to try and get a pull going, but Crystal Nova will stop that as, oh my god, the damage.
He waited some extra time, too. He went in with the hammer first, then waited for FCR to initiate before he actually committed the Starbreaker, so he sort of staggered attack, gets them onto the Luna. Might be a return play up in the top lane as KJ is getting hit up a little bit, but he's just going to turn around with the Frostbite. The Rot comes in. HFN doesn't have hook for 3, but I don't think they need it, as this Beastmaster does not get to have fun, and Moonlight, maybe he can get a kill in exchange, but he's going down.
This is another HFN double kill. Yeah. I mean, 6 Flesh Heap stacks, gets his Ring of Health. You can't ask for much more than that, and you'd love your Queen of Pain to rotate up here and just straight up kill him, but Doesn't look like that's gonna be the play, as Elias does come back and will at least be a little bit annoying, but HFN's just gonna drag this creep wave all the way behind his tower while he peacefully heals up.
Yep. That ring of health gonna do some good for him. In the meantime, there's a rotation from KJ over towards that middle lane, so I think at this point they recognize RRL's the only immediate threat, so let's see if we can make a play onto him, although King RD really kind of just goes in a little early, but KJ's still wrapping around. They get the root. There's no blink forthcoming. He does manage to get it off eventually, though, and he is going to be okay, so King RD just kind of jumps the gun a little bit. Meanwhile, down bot, that is a play on to FCR. They finally punish the techies. Not able to get onto Tavo, but at least they find something.
No, it's a very nice kill. Just kind of putting him on the back foot here. King RD did rotate over to get the bounty rune, but doesn't stick around, and gotta watch those levels on the Dawnbreaker. I feel like that's where you get level 6 on Tavo, and then you Soul Guardian to either save the Tusk or the Pudge, and then suddenly everywhere is blown wide open. As do I see that again, top? Yeah.
Yep. There goes Lies. KJ still has the Frostbite. He's going to throw down the root. HFN does not have mana for a hook, so he's just not going to get involved, but it's yet another kill in this top lane, and it's getting a little bit too hot here for the Beastmaster to really handle, and progress towards his Dom Helm isn't really even all that good. He at least got the Helm, but it's still a struggle for him as, okay, over in the river, RRL was able to blink forward, so he does get the Invis rune, but now he's got to take the fight. Sonic Wave comes through. Moonlight is going to get off the telekinesis, pulling King RD back. No snowball for 1 second. So they were able to take him down, but guess what? Lies, I think he's dying again.
Yep.
Oh, man.
This is just not a Beastmaster game. And the Boots of Travel might be done on HFN. He is just has hood Boots of Travel. It is 6 minutes into the game. He has 4,500 net worth.
Okay. Okay.
And Moonlight, you got to be careful if you nuke out these creeps, and they're bringing everybody up here, but, well, then the Ice Path going to cancel that out, but there's no way you can drag this Pudge away from you. Now I'm feeling, well, you showed your face for a second. Are you just added to the pile of bodies? Yeah, seems like it. Well,
and guess who's getting chased down bot? Argus is in some trouble. Sticky bombs on him, and he's dead too. Oh boy, 5-man Midas. It's a struggle. Nobody said Dota was an easy game, but this seems particularly difficult as King RD. Okay. Maybe they punish him a little bit. RL, though, doesn't have much mana to work with. But he's still fighting his way through this, and he doesn't actually get the kill first, so at least they get a kill, but now I feel like really that's the only thing we've been able to say is at least, you know, a 5-man Midas get this or that, but it's just not enough right now. And Argus is under attack again. There's going to be those Boots of Travel. He's getting a little bit blocked up by his own creep, so he didn't get in range for the Dismember, but he's just looking for the hook angle. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Argus is 100% dead.
HFN's godlike.
11-1 in 8 minutes. This is not supposed to be doable, but maybe he can be punished. Sonic Wave, it's not up for 12 seconds, though. He would love to make a move.
Everyone. The problem is there's no roar. They have to bring the Jakiro, I suppose, because he's getting pinged out, but I don't think this is a kill. They just walk away. They just simply don't have enough damage, and because they just showed bottom, well, now mid, the rest of the supports, along with the Tusk, comes over. Nice stolen shards, but Moonlight, he's Venn diagrammed himself. He's stuck. He's encircled himself completely in shards. And now that you know that the Queen of Pain is playing bottom, mid, and top are going to be put under a lot more pressure. Do wonder if HFN's going to just come top the Bully Wise anymore, if now he's going to keep on attempting at this bottom lane. As looks like they are. Well, Feeling.
Yeah, Feeling is going to get caught out here first. HFN, though, wants the Queen of Pain. He gets the hook off. Didn't have mana for Dismember, but it didn't matter. HFN still gets the kill. Feeling now falls. KJ channels the Freezing Field, because why not? And where is Tavo headed? He's headed mid. Looking for the Luna. Argus hit by the Starbreaker. And this is just getting almost unsportsmanlike.
Yeah. And hey, Wise was at least able to farm up a little bit in the top lane. They decided to leave him alone. And that's all you can really say about that, because the rest of the map is collapsing just a little bit as HFN He says, I gave you what I wanted to give you, and now he's just going to walk up on Lies, dismember. Moonlight can steal it and break this up, but King RD is here. Perfect rotation in, and again, a core shows for not even a minute, and then they're already on top of you. HFN could go for a hook, but without the vision, not worth it. Why would you? And 15 flesh heap stacks.
HFN really just rolled into that lane and just straight up told Lies, you live because I allow it.
And uh-oh.
You don't get to live anymore. Now RRL, it's still only a level 2 blink, so he can't get away either. HFN was actually TPing somewhere else, but once he realized his teammates had found a kill, sticks around. He's going to grab his 16th stack of flesh heap in 10 minutes and feeling, can you dodge? Defend yourself.
Oh, no.
Oh. Unfortunate is putting it politely. As he does go down, HFN gets the kill. Man, oh man, 5-man Midas. What a not fun day. Hook on to Lies. He just can't miss. The roar, though, comes out defensively, but he's going to get slowed. Snowball's going to connect. He is punched into space, and he will not be surviving.
He doesn't get the flesh heap stack. That's all that matters.
Hey.
He died on his own terms. He says, I'll take this one, but yeah, there isn't that much left here. As back mid, yeah, they don't have their ults. They don't have their Queen of Pain. Argus, who doesn't have Eclipse and can't have Eclipse. Moonlight
just
double
got 2.
kill,
Okay.
but HFN is here to win.
Yeah. Dropping rots. There's going to be the hook to pull Moonlight back in. He will fall. King RD's a little low himself, though, and Ice Path does hit onto him, so Feeling says, I want the kill, but he's not going to get it. Snowball in, stun connects. Tavo was coming with the Solar Guardian, even if somehow that Snowball didn't find the kill, so... Well... I'm sorry, I have no words, ET. I don't even really know.
Yeah, there really isn't much to say. The only way they win this game is if they somehow kill HFN with Eclipse plus Sonic Wave plus any of that. But until Argus gets level like 13 or something, he's not going to have that much damage. And Argus, well, he doesn't even get to go bottom because there's no time. Sticky Bomb land, trees cut, doesn't even warrant the dismember because you're nothing to HFN. HFN could care less about this. Even picks up an Aether Lens just so he has even more range for the hook. Not even the carry Pudge build. He doesn't have to rush the Ags. Why? Because, well, he could just keep on doing this. And King RD, he could die here. Tusk is probably going to go down, but
he's got a haste
runes
rune
away. And now 3-man silence. No.
The taser hits on all of them too. They're all dead. Lies goes down. Moonlight, maybe he gets away. He stole mines. Okay. You know, there's a little bit of damage he can deal, but King RD says, where are you going? And Moonlight says, I'm going home. No, he's not. He can't finish the TP. Oh. Just one thing. Just one thing to go right for 5-man Midas at this point. That's all you ask, but it just can't happen. And now Argus is getting run at. KJ is chasing a Luna. That's not how this is supposed to go, but Arceus has to fall back. HFN, does he go fishing? Yes, he does. He catches Feeling. And he wants even more. Dismember onto RRL. Is there any way to cancel it? No, there isn't. Root comes in. Sticky Bomb hits. RRL gets off the Sonic Wave, but he still dies. And at a certain point, when a 5-man Midas had enough?
I don't know. Maybe at 50. We'll see. Because they can't farm the waves. They can't leave their high ground, and the worst part about it all is Wolf Team can't really push. Tavo is getting a Deso, so that way the Dawnbreaker can at least do some more building damage. But their lineup is so bad at pushing buildings that they will just keep on killing you, because that's the right choice, because they can't do much else, because it's just not worth it. But that's where this game just will enter that, can we just give up? Can we just be free? Because, yeah, this is going to have to be a hell of a slog for anything for 5-man Midas. I don't know. Let me check win probability right now. Yeah, we hit 100% about 5 minutes ago.
Jesus. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, Tavo, he does have the Deso completed now, so maybe they can start taking some of these objectives and kind of get this rig rolling, but 5-man minus are going to try a 5-man smoke onto HFN. Ultimate test. Can they kill him? Not if Tavo's going to come in to help. And yeah, this is already looking like a busted play. Argus is just going to try to get away. He does manage to make it out, though. So they haven't killed him, but that's only because they're going after the Queen of Pain. There's the kill onto RRL. Everyone's dropping. Tavo just tears through everyone with the hammer. And that's 4 dead. At least the Luna TP's away. HFN tries to check, but Argus is already gone.
Yep. At least you're able to escape, but the thing is, it's not even TPing to bottom lane to farm versus the CM. It's TPing back home to the well because you're afraid of dying to the dot. It's just, there's not that much left to give. And, well, yeah, KJ's just farming. Everybody kill KJ. Let's go, go.
Here comes HFN, though. And Argus is going to get rooted up. Hit by the Dismember. No one's canceling it, so Argus will die. They do kill.
And the hook. They could bring him back, but the rest of the lineup's here. No.
Oh, FCR jumps in. There's going to be the blast off into the taser. And HFN, he's chasing. Sees feeling. Going to hit him up. Stunned by the ice path, though, so he's got to go for the hook to pull him back in. He will do exactly that. Now King RD blinks forward. RRL going to get hit up. He's able to blink himself away, but the snowball's still chasing. The sticky bomb connects. And RRL is going to go down. Moonlight did throw out the stolen hook, but it didn't connect. And now they're going to chase him as well as Lies will fall. Hook doesn't hit, but he is still not able to dance his way through everyone as HFN blinks in, gets the Dismember. And that's pretty much everyone down there. Argus was able to even respawn. Don't go any further. You don't want to do it. Don't go out there.
But this is what you're supposed to do. Is why it's so terrible. Yeah, no, Argus TP's bottom. He knows. He has to run. There's just nowhere is safe. You're not a Luna anymore. In 20 seconds, I don't know. HFN doesn't need to show his face anywhere. He's got 33 flesh heap stacks. He's got almost 3,000 HP.
King RD sidesteps the ice path. Tavo's going to come in. Argus is in some trouble, but King RD's dropping. They are going to be able to finish him off, and now can they punish Tavo? TP coming in. The Rubik wants to be involved. He's going to steal the Starbreaker. Puts it to use. Doesn't hit, but Tavo will still fall, and they have taken a successful fight. 2-for-1 trade. Hold on a second.
Pudge. And yeah, Pudge is, well, he's coming.
FCR jumps in, gets the stun, drops the mine. RRL's dead. Never mind. The fight is no longer a win.
And the supports do it.
Moonlight's gonna fall. HFN, does he get the hook? Of course he does. Oh, boy.
I mean, hey, they do the thing where they isolate, you know, the hero bottom that TPs, and they force a 4v5 situation where HFN can't show up, but then the techies and the CM are too strong for you to deal with as well. So, yeah, no, this is a game of Dota 2, and 3 more away from 50. You know, we'll see if that's going to be the back-breaking point, but I mean, they haven't GG'd out yet, and every kill that they do get, I mean, Dawnbreaker fed a 750 streak, Tuska feeds 500 gold to death, you know, it's never not doable, and Hook is stolen again. Okay.
Yeah, Moonlight needs to actually survive with it, though, and that's not going to happen. The Dismember pulls him back in, and Moonlight gets taken down. HFN just hooking into the base blindly to see if he can find anything. Not going to be able to do so. How much strength is he getting? He is getting 70 strength off of 35 stacks right now. This is dumb. It's very, very dumb. There's going to be the roots. Lies just spinning in circles while he's rooted. There's not much more you can do other than that. Now feeling.
Yeah, they just run him down in the base. Yep. And now FCR needs a bodyguard on the way out, or FCR just decides to kill himself to the smoke.
Oh no, King RD. He was tracking Argus in the jungle. The Luna just wants to farm. He says, leave me alone, but they won't. They absolutely will not leave him alone as HFN. He's a little bit low here. This is a lot of money he'd give up if he dies, but they have to actually kill him. Can they do it?
KJ. Don't deny him.
Oh, they got it. It's a split kill, but it's still a kill. That's a lot of money that they pick up now. And they're going to get KJ here, too. Telekinesis pulls him back in. Argus gets the kill, and, well, at least they killed him. The Pudge is dead. That wasn't his first death, but it's the first death in, like, 15 minutes.
No, it's pretty big, but now can you fight the rest of the lineup? That's the real question. We killed the techies first, and now King RD in a macro fire. He's going to go down. And again, each kill is a lot of gold per. Tavo will look to make his way out, and with the Ag Shard, Spell Immunity slowing him down, but Moonlight got Dismember in 5 seconds. Wait a second.
Tavo dropping. Well, yeah, he's gonna go down. KJ might get a return kill on the Moonlight here. And now, well, Pudge has respawned. He's back into the fight. Lies is not gonna get away. Hook connects. And now, if you're 5-man Midas, do you have the means to actually get out of here? TP in 2 for Argius, but...
Nah.
Yeah, oh, he's just going to try to fight. There's the Eclipse. He gets KJ. Okay. You found a kill, but how do you deal with the big bag Pudge? You try to run, and he will get out for now. As the hook will not connect, but that just means HFN can go directly onto Feeling. Is going to be able to find that kill. 55 to 18. Snowball onto RRL. He's going to blink his way out of it. The shards, though, do still trap him up. That means King RD gets in range for the punch into the hook. I've seen all-star games with fewer kills than this. This... Oh, man. 56 kills in 20 minutes, ET.
Yeah. 40 stacks of Flesh Heap, 15k, and all the tier 2s are still alive.
Well, 5-man Mantis never say die, right? They refuse to give in. They're going to get hooked, though. Argius onto the high ground. Moonlight, though, stole Dismember. It's not going to save Argius. He's still just taking too much DOT. Now Tavo comes in with Solar Guardian. Doesn't hit with any stuns, but he is going to chase. Rubik may have Dismember, but I don't know if he's actually going to be able to live, as he does get hit by the hook. The Roar comes in, though, so HFN was locked down for a little bit, but who's going to do the damage? There's RRL into the fight, deploying the Sonic Wave, and they take HFN down again. He will buy back immediately. Snowball is going to get them into the fight. And yeah, HFN just says, give me more. Feed me the kills. He's able to pick up 2.
The funny thing is, if he just had an Ags, he would also just be just as disgustingly strong. But maybe if he had the Ags, they would just straight up give up. And RL does get a good bit of gold. RL has a full Kai Assange now. I mean, it's not like he's not getting money. I mean, he is now 3rd highest in net worth. He's leapfrogged ahead of the Tusk. But it's 20 to 60. HFN could die back, though, and that would be actual farming time for Argius. And got a BKB and Q. I don't know. There's a lot of game here left. And again, I can't mention it enough. Even though the tier 2 bottom is very low, the high ground is untouched, and the high ground will be untouched. Wolf Team to win that aspect of the game is maybe going to need a little bit more time. Even though they are eyeing up Roche right now. HFN, he might want an Aegis now that he's bought back.
Yeah, he's on buyback, so they're just going to push their way in. They really don't do this quickly, though, but what's going on over here? The King RD is getting caught, actually. That's what's going on. He's going to try and snowball his way out, but he should not make it. But look at the defensive hook. He's not going to be okay. Moonlight blinks in, gets him with the Fade Bolt, but now Moonlight's going to pay the price. FCR jumps in with the Blast Off to hit 2. They stopped the Roche attempt, though. And maybe they can get a little bit more. They're trying to pull someone like Tavo further forward, but it's HFN who makes the jump. Didn't actually catch onto Feeling, however. 5-man Midas will pull back. That also means the Wolf Team can just go back into the pit.
Oh, they're not going back into the pit. They're looking for more kills. HFN, he's hungry. He's a hungry Pudge. He doesn't have that much in there. You go, oh, able to blink out, though. Great interrupts. The Lucent Beam, perfect. But then you go back to the pit.
Yeah, now they'll just say, okay, we take Roche. Cool. Well, Tavo and KJ are trying to take Roche, but... Okay, here comes HFN, finally remembering that objective. What exactly does he drop here? Does he just slot out the urn?
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. Okay. So, 2 lives up on the Pudge, who has 46 stacks of Flesh Heap and 4k health at 24 minutes. They are looking at Lies. Beastmaster. He's gonna... Okay, he's gonna dodge the hook. Okay, Dismember is still in there. He does have the Aether Lens, so... Extended cast range, able to catch. Blast Off stolen by Moonlight.
Okay, no, Moonlight just needs an Ag Shard, and then he's gonna have quite the long stun, actually, but actually needs to buy said item, and that's where we are in farm time.
Tavo, what did you buy this Deso for? Go hit the tower, dude. He won't do it. He's just gonna wait. King RD jumps in. Moonlight gonna get hit up, but the Sonic Wave comes through. King RD, he's gonna die. 1-for-1 trade. Now they're looking for more. RRL blinking forward, but Tava comes in with a Starbreaker. Locks down one. Luna dropping low. The Eclipse does hit onto KJ. So they will be able to find that kill, but... it is kind of costing them a fair bit here. And that's with HFN not even involved in this fight, so... Got to assume the Pudge is going to TP in at some point.
He's just mad. He's like, I was bottom. I was farming. He's actually getting Boots of Travel too, so he could just TP onto whatever teammate spots whatever member of 5-man Midas just to kill them even harder. And yeah, he just bought it. It's coming out on his crow right now because you don't want to miss out on any of those sick flesh heaps as mid. Well, Argus, Force Staff yet again though. He's getting kited consistently now. But is anybody else coming here? Stole the Helm Dom creep, and was that Hook? I mean, Moonlight keeps getting it. Sure. It's nice. It's sick, but yeah. We're just trapped in this game, aren't we?
A little bit, yeah. This is the purgatory of Dota. It just will not end. Actually, that's not true. Single draft is the purgatory of Dota. My mistake, but this is a close second. As, there's going to be the Hook. Pulling techies in, and... Well, Argus and the Rubik saying, yeah, how do you like it? How does it feel getting hooked yourself? Is HFN? He's going to try and take the fight here. Less fighting and more him just walking around doing damage.
Oh, no.
That hook is very much off the mark, but Argus still gets rooted. Does he go in for the Dismember? He doesn't have it yet. 4 seconds. But Snowball is going to close the gap. Argus dropping low. Roar from Lies will not protect him, and it's time to back up into the base. The Shards, not going to trap, but it does hit up for the hook. RL gets pulled back in. He's got Blink up now, but he's going to get stunned. And he's going to get punched to death, feeling now in trouble too. They just keep on falling really one by one. HFN, he's got the hook. I guess he didn't actually see Lies there. I thought he had the vision, but he does not. But ET, 26 minutes and 69 kills later. Nice. They are on to the tier 3 tower.
Yeah, just going for it now. There's no real way. KJ even has a Meteor Hammer. This really does feel like a pub right now. This is them just saying, yeah, our opponents gave up. GG, go down mid. It's time. Because, yeah, I don't think there's very much way. And actually going in, I mean, immediately lifted, but is the rest of the lineup just going to kill him? Wow, and the glyph, look at how much damage, but that's also your glyph and the last glyph. Argus is back, though, in the hook.
Oh, he got one! Oh, he can't actually finish the kill, but he got one. Hold him in. He's going to pay for it with his life, though, as Moonlight does die. HFN tries a hook of his own. He does not hit, and he's actually kind of low here. Sonic Wave onto him. The axes don't hit, though, so HFN's just going to walk away, and meanwhile, KJ. Good KJ. KJ remembers, hey, we do want the objectives. You know, I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to Meteor Hammer for the melee racks while all of his teammates clown around him, but they got it. 25k up, 71 kills in 28 minutes. They're still just kind of having a good time waiting. There it is. 5-man Midas. They finally get sick of it. GG called 71 kills.
Yeah, and I'm just sad because he was 49 flesh heaps. Could have been 50 flesh heaps, but it really is the rate at which he got those flesh heaps that is the startling thing. But yeah, okay. And in a funny way, despite 5-man Midas, I think having a pretty solid draft, just couldn't keep it down in the lanes, couldn't keep their noses clean, couldn't keep their play clean. Just not a lot to play for here. I mean, HFN had 7 kills at, 6 minutes into this game. Just a complete failure in that top lane. And then the rest of the map, slowly but surely, just started giving up. And although they have 24 kills in this game, I would say almost 20 of them are after Wolf Team were just only trying to kill you. They weren't playing Dota. They were just trying to murder you. So, of course, they're going to run out of gas eventually. It's like just an inevitability. But, yeah, Wolf Team 31-3-21. I think that's going to be HFN's best competitive Pudge game for quite a while here. Because, yeah, that doesn't happen every day of the week.
Yeah, that is the only... maybe downside, I guess, if you're looking at it, really even from both sides, because these stats technically will count. This was an official match. This was a ticketed pro game. It didn't really look like it, but well, if your Wolf Team what a way to get to close out your day, right? We mentioned, oh, they're going to take it seriously. They still need points, but they had this game won at about the 7-minute mark. The rest of it was just kind of fooling around.
Yeah. And now if you're Wolf Team, you're set up to do the all-oop where if you win 2 more games, you join SG Ravens and really every team that you want to be playing with, where you just get that leg up and you're alley-oop over both 5-rat and the cut. So now if you're a 5-rat or the cut fan, oh, you've got your dog champ flag out. You are you are hoping now that they at least get a game off of them and force that kind of awkward standoffish scenario, because without that, Wolf Team could just buy the numbers, sneak into upper bracket, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You see, you have your dog champ flag, but it can only be half of a dog champ flag. As actually,
Yes, because they're in the same spot.
we'll show you here. We're gonna get the standings up at the end of this one. If dog champ get the 1-1, then we're looking at tiebreakers, right? Between the cut, 5-rat, and wolf team. If dog champ 2-0, then it's still tiebreakers, this time between the cut, 5-rat, and dog champ. So I don't know for the cut and for 5-rat which of those tiebreaker scenarios work out best. We're gonna have people probably doing the math overnight. But yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one. And also, that's updating right there. Wolf team just jumped over dog champ with that second win. So that is what our standings look like. SG and Ravens continue to stand at the top with their upper bracket spots. 5-man Midas will be eliminated. And of course, with them being the team that's now guaranteed to be eliminated, Felt are safe. No Runes are safe. But they also can't reach upper bracket themselves.
And then we just have our final day here, and then maybe a series that 5-man Midas can win. They'll be playing versus their NA rivals, Felt, but also a team that has not really been able to put up the numbers like anybody else in this tournament. But yeah, so we'll have to see. So Dogchamp versus Wolf Team, really the only matchup that matters, and Ravens maybe getting first top seed with their final match as well. But yeah, tomorrow's got some ups and downs, I think, already, as you can see.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting, if nothing else, right? As we swing it back over. Hello again. But yeah, those matchups on the final day will be Felt versus 5-man Midas, which is now an irrelevant series. Dogchamp versus Wolf Team will decide which of those two squads ends up in upper bracket and or tiebreakers, and then Ravens versus No Runes is just for the sake of Ravens trying to fight for that number 1 seed back, because as we said, No Runes will go lower bracket. I guess technically they're playing for some seeding in that lower bracket as well, so that could be relevant for them, but they know which side they're going to end up on. So, well, ET, that'll do it. That final game felt like a fever dream, basically, but we have gotten through another 3 best of 2s here, so we are going to be shutting things down in just a couple more minutes, but I don't know. What are your thoughts at this point? We're heading into the final day of the group stage, and there's still a little bit left to be determined.
I think really the big takeaway is just SG's turnaround. A team that, like, just because of the nature of the schedule, just not having that many games actually played, looked a lot worse than they actually were. And I think they're going to be a team to look out for come those top 4, top 3 positions. I think they're a team that really has a lot to prove as well. Of course, Yuma, got kicked from Hikori right before Hikori made their, meteoric rise to qualifying for TI directly. So it's like, I think they're a team to really be careful of, because Yuma as well just has a lot to prove. He doesn't have a lot to lose either. He just wants to find a new stack of guys to maybe get some revenge come that SDPC. But I think SG, yeah, look out for them.
Yeah, they are very hot at the moment. As we said, that winning streak got up to 11 by the end of their run. So that is going to do it. We're going to be hopping on out of here in just a little bit. So before we go, I do want to let you know one last day of group stage action tomorrow. We're going to be getting started at about 1 p.m. once again. So really the same start time that we've been working with the whole way through. I think the start time might begin to change for playoffs, but we'll actually let you know tomorrow if that is going to be the case or not. In the meantime, you don't really have to worry. 1 p.m. we will be here to walk you through that final day of action. But in the meantime, we're hopping on out. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the games, both serious and not so serious towards the end there. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's again another Stonebank hero. And this is where you feel the last pick, because now Dogchamp, they're gonna pick Bloody Nine's hero right here. And then, well, you're going to see the offlaner. And if 5-man might just get too greedy with it, this is where you can't pick the Night Stalker too early. There's still a Monkey King in the pool. He will still ruin you. And then it's Stonebank farming with a huge lane advantage, with Italian Gangster running around and being a madman. It's where 5-man might just need to tread carefully here. I feel like, honestly, they almost need to pick up, like, a Viper or something come this next phase, just so that way they have some safety. And they win a lane, which is something that 5-man Midas has not really successfully done very consistently. But that's where I think right now, Bloody Nine's just thinking, which 5 do I want to play? If they're not picking a 5 here, they could rush the carry pick. I still think that Faceless Void in this current position is pretty nice, just because you already have the Death Prophet who's going to be low on lockdown, so just getting another big team fighter makes a lot of sense here. But I can also see them wanting to maybe not give them too much, and it does free up a lot of those heroes. And there's the Silencer. Okay, I'm happy. A little bit weak versus Marcy, just because she can actually close that gap on you before you can get the Arcane Curse harass going. But that hero's also ridiculous. And versus Rubik, well, you never need to worry about him really stealing global, because Rubik's silenced. And if you have to buy Yules for yourself, it's just where Rubik doesn't help anymore. The global silence is just an effective, very, very effective tool. You don't buy BKB, you don't buy Yules. It's one of those circumstances where, like, Lotus Orb is the best option, but that is way, way, way down the line.
Yeah, that's going to be out of the price range for Moonlight unless this game goes pretty late. So we'll have to see. And now it's a pretty solid move here from Dogchamp. You take the Silencer in the exact position where 5-man are looking for at least 2, but potentially even 3 straight core selections. So you see them take the Lycan because they now have to start building around cores ET that are capable of either fighting without their ults or getting them off quickly enough where they're not canceled.
And that's where I do really like the Lycan pickup, and the Silencer only made it a better game. Of course, this is going to be a difficult Lycan lane. There's going to be a lot of creep pulling, I think, ahead here for Wise. It's one of those situations where I think you are just a very slow melee hero, now playing versus even more slows, and they just go for the Pango as well. Now, do they just pick Bloodseeker? That is the question.
Yeah.
Stonebank, what'll it be? Because there's a Lycan, there's a Pango. There is that funny situation where there are too many heroes to rupture right now. But if you want to, that's your brain dead pick. And there you go. Because they ran out of bans, and they decided to pretty much all in here on this opening, or the second phase of bans. And of course, there is the unique problem where you do have to choose the more effective one in the team fight to actually take out. And depending on whether or not the Lycan is too big or the Pango's too big, you do have a difficult decision to make. But if Stonebank can make the decision, well, then one of your heroes is locked out of the game. And of course, Stonebank's ever able to get 25, well, he solves his own problem by just rupturing 2 people instead. But again, it's free. It's a good option. It's why they go for it for Stonebank. And again, it's an even more difficult lane now for Wise, because a lot of those creeps are probably going to get denied now. It's where that creep cut, you got to go for it.
And it's a nice problem to have if you're Dogchamp. Instead of your carry thinking, how do I shut down these cores, all you have to think is, which one is the bigger threat right now. So much rather have that question versus the previous one of, oh shit, what do I do, right? So Stonebank should farm up safely in the lane mostly, but then that jungle farm, I'm not really sure if 5-man Midas are gonna be able to go looking for him. Maybe the Lycan can do some scouting with the wolves, but we'll have to wait and see what this final pick from the 5-man side is in terms of actually having the damage to go hunting for him.
Yeah, and they split the bans, and that's an insta-pick of the Lone Druid.
Okay.
Cool. I'm down for this. I feel like lane might be a little bit difficult versus the DP, and that's another really fast pick.
God.
And there's the RCY Tinker. I was running the numbers in my head. I was like, do you really want to play Tinker versus Pango? Is that going to be annoying? Is that going to be fine for you? RCY doesn't even let us make that decision, but combined with Bloodseeker as well, Stonebank's going to be a race car. Anybody drops too low, RCY is going to have the vision to trike them down pretty much to the ends of the earth. And there is a Lone Druid, so you do have to be scared of, I think, that 15-minute timing, you get Axe Shard, you get the Mask of Madness, you probably get only a Blightstone at that point, but you're still quite a threat on the map. But aside from that, this is a very free Tinker game. It's really just maybe the lift from Moonlight and then hoping that RL can close the gap onto him, but we've also just seen RCY take the game into his own hands and then just kind of beat you across with it. And the rest of your lineup is still countered out by that Bloodseeker. So even though the LD might be an interesting pickup, it might be something that Arceus should just kind of lane with. We'll have to see how effective he is, because you also are playing just versus Tinker, versus Blinding Light, versus all of the mischance. Those lasers are going to be very annoying if 5-man Midas are ever in a position to threaten the high ground. I don't know how threatening it's going to be, but again, we'll have to see. Not even talking about Italiana Gangster, who again is just going to run around like a madman this game. He's just going to do his own thing on Death Prophet, making space for the rest of his cores. But okay, Dogchamp, this is a very greedy lineup, but we'll have to see if it works out. And 5-man Midas, will they get their first win?
I will say one thing. Relative to their opponents, I feel like this is the most confident I've been in a 5-man Midas draft so far, which still might not be enough to actually, do anything here, but it feels like they have more of a solid plan than they have previously.
No, they definitely do. And I do like, again, a lot of the heroes that they picked up. It's just kind of an adverse effect of having first pick, where that second phase is brutal. And it's why you usually don't see the double support pickup, because that double core does just kind of get countered. But, don't even want to think about it. 5-man Midas have been getting better and better as this tournament has gone on, to be honest. Their games have been steadily increasing in duration, which shows that they aren't just giving up in a lot of these games that have felt like just losses, but they have been playing them out at least till the bitter end. And that's where there is a lot to play for in this game. And of course, not only playing for their survival in this tournament, but maybe playing to take down Dogchamp with them, dragging them to that lower bracket as maybe a last-ditch effort here, because it is a difficult path for 5-man Midas to survive elimination.
So I just realized something. It's not relevant, but I saw it, so I'm going to talk about it. This Obs Ward, the focal point of the model is the eye, not the stem. So it was jumping up and down, just doing an idle animation, and RCY's right clicks actually were following it up and down. So I don't know. Most wards, the whole thing is just, one model, so that's never really relevant, but just looked a little weird to see his right clicks changing altitude. But weirder than that is what Yarn was trying to do here, as he does get himself into some serious trouble in the river, and feeling gets one last kick to the backside to pick up first blood.
No, definitely works out for him. We'll have to see. Probably just buys another set of tangos. Can't buy the boots immediately, but feeling can be very annoying in this lane. And we gotta see what Argus is able to do on his lone druid here. A hero that, again, it's been a while. Not many teams have been picking it up, but I was very excited to see it in at least the patch notes, seeing it get what I think should be more popular than it currently is. But and maybe once TI rolls around, people will realize that this hero is a little wild.
This is what happens when we don't have Gunner in one of these, man. Nobody else is picking lone druids, so well, Argus is able to step into those shoes, at least in terms of the hero pick. Let's not make too many comparisons between him and Gunner at the moment, because it doesn't seem entirely fair, but just farm it up best as he can. Feeling, meanwhile, I don't know. He is going to look for opportunities where he can find them, but how much can you really do here? Neither Yaren nor Italiano are heroes that are going to get quickly punished by the bear, so feels like Feeling is really only going to have plays like this, just trying to sort of go for the pulls instead of being aggressive.
Yeah, no, it's where you do have to be very careful, especially once Yarn gets a little bit more XP. You can feed very easily in this lane, but aside from that, it should be kind of slow worked about it as almost a solo kill in the mid lane, but not able to keep the body blocks enough. But I do wonder if we're just going to see kind of the bog standard here from the RCY. Just be annoying, cross the ping as much as you can. Definitely some kill potential when supports get involved, but until then, should be a very annoying, boring lane for RRL.
Pushed back a little bit here, but just in time for his bottle to be delivered, and He needs to heal up too, because the thirst bonuses going over to Stonebank are not appreciated by Lies and Moonlight, so just sort of get out of that danger zone. It's only 1 point in the thirst right now, but Stonebank's already tough to lane against. You don't really need to make it any harder for yourself by having your teammates dropped low elsewhere, although, speaking of dropping low, Yaren, well, I said he wasn't really in a position to get all that punished, but rebound into Dispose, and the bear does do a little bit of damage to help out, and that's 2 kills now for the Marcy.
Just a little bit too far forward. Same punish as well. Not able to make anything onto Italian or Gangster, but that's just kind of a virtue of the Death Prophet being so far back in the lane and having pretty fantastic attack range. But yeah, feeling he's doing a great job. Even tosses Yarn out from the small camp, so that actually gets to spawn up. Just doing a good job right now. And again, he's the one that's going to get aggressive on that mid lane, if anyone. It's where Marcy still is very good at crossing the river just before you can really even react or realize she's missing outside of the lanes. But we'll see.
Full pull off there on that camp, so just keeping it pulled back as best as he can, and that is going to kind of matter for Argius, because he is a little further up than I think he would like to be. Not a whole lot of threat that the bear goes down, but if he's that far up, Yarn could sneak behind him, and I was going to say go for the toss play, maybe throw him under tower. He actually has no point in toss yet, but, you know, you assume he's going to hit level 3 relatively soon, is feeling. Did get the rebound, but by that point, the bear's already just kind of shoving off.
Yeah, just kind of walks away. And honestly, it's a hero that I even don't know all too much about, because Lone Druid is still in kind of a niche of its own, but power spike wise.
CY's in some trouble.
Oh yeah, and that's the support
Body
rotation,
block.
the body blocks.
Yarn comes in though, that forces the telekinesis, and that keeps RCY in the fight. Nicely done by Moonlight.
And they're fighting, and okay,
Get it?
one more punch. Oh, he's so close. Nice
Swashbuckles
swash.
to the river. And now he really wishes that he was level 3, just so he had something else to work with, because now Yarn's going to die. Moonlight's just going to take that himself. It's a double kill for your Rubik.
No, very nice start for Dogchamp to this game, and of course, Stonebank is pulling further and further away last hit wise, just because of all of this chaos going down in every other lane. But no, you have to do this versus the Tinker. You have to slow him down, because once he gets level 6, well, then he's just going to start spamming out your mid laner, and then he doesn't want to be in that lane. Maybe once he has raindrops, he can stick around for just a little bit longer, but that's where the obnoxious part of Tinker starts to begin. But we'll have to see if anybody else starts to or tries to slow him down, because you have given the side lane cores a big advantage. Both Stonebank and Italiano Gangster have not really been put under any pressure just yet.
Italiano.
Yeah.
Here's your pressure. He is forced back, but they can't actually get him, so there's a little bit of good fortune for Dogchamp.
Well, able to escape. Of course, the Siphon. Much longer cooldown, though, so if they go again and find enough mana, then that could be a pretty free kill, but have to watch Yaren. Yep, there you go.
Okay.
Nice.
Not gonna miss it that time. And Yaren, okay, dispose
Root.
into the root. You should go down too. Argius picks up a double. There was finally a kill going Dogchamp's way elsewhere on the map, as Stonebank was able to get the kill on Eliza with the help of B9, but 1 kill to your Bloodseeker in exchange for 2 going into the hands of the Lone Druid. It's not the favorable trade that Dogchamp wanted. 5-man Midas. This is a very strong start for them. One of the strongest that we've seen.
No, and back it again. Lies taking so much damage. All the way run back to the tower. At least he has that Helm of Iron Wall, so he'll be a little bit okay, but no, this lane is pretty awful, as well as always having to TP back to the Bloodseeker lane is a huge risk, because of course, as soon as Stomach has Rupture, well, then you can't TP out, and you just die.
Garen uses his vision there to just dance around the tree, so Moonlight, I don't think he ever saw him, but now they know Moonlight's coming back to lane, so they had their opening to put some pressure onto Lies. They killed him once, they pushed him back a second time, but don't necessarily want to play too far up now on the Bloodseeker if the Rubik is returning, although, I don't know, B9 is waiting for his courier. That's not his courier, that's the Tiny's courier, so he's just stacking. This is a weird camp to actually stack up, but he's gonna go for it. Huh. Okay, why not? Doesn't matter which camp you stack, I suppose, at the end of the day, as long as they are stacked.
Yeah, just trying to give maybe Stonebank another opportunity to farm up, but also he doesn't need any help winning his lane right now. 51-26. I mean, the Bloodseeker lane speaks for itself.
Yaren gets himself a little spotted out here. There's a DDRRL who's very interested in the kill, but he's not going to get it. Moonlight kind of steals it from him. But they find the pick, but now if you're Moonlight, this gold is nice, but you also need to be careful of the way you're playing. Can't be too sacrificial, because you are going to give over a little extra gold for the killing spree, so it's going to make him maybe a little bit more cautious. It's kind of...
But RCY, he's level 7. He's got max level laser. All the supports are mid, though, and... Oh, Yaren. Well, he...
Tinker's coming back in,
go
though.
For it.
Italiano Gangster making his way over as well. This fight's very strange. Moonlight, well, he tries to buy a little bit of time, and that distraction may get them out of here. RRL has the swashbuckle. He's going to stop for the illusion rune first, so maximum efficiency, and everybody walks away.
It's very peculiar that Italiano Gangster leaves his lane. Maybe it's just feeling unsafe there without the tiny, but it does feel odd to see a level 5 Death Prophet show up mid, but again, just making sure they have enough bodies to put themselves in between RCY, but Smoked Feeling, gonna go for it. Another batch of spells in 1 second here.
But look at that
nice
avalanche. Buying time. Toss comes out as well, so RRL can't finish the kill. Destroyer's gonna turn around, go for the laser. That gets the kill onto the Pango, and now
the hiding.
He's in the trees. Feeling can't actually get to him. Feeling will die to the tower. Oh, Dogchamp just straight up ran circles around him on that one. Did he
just
form that tree himself, or?
He might have actually just closed himself off, which, you know, makes RCY seem like even more of a player, but also just that Swash did no damage, and you wonder why, and it's because it's only level 2. He opted for more points in the shield crash, because, of course, if you get lasered, then your Swashbuckle does no damage, but he didn't even get it off. Just feels weird, and now bottom, oh, the tiny, they're showing, unless they TP everybody back down here, and they've already showed the Pango TP mid. Free kill onto the Lycan. Just showing a few too many heroes at once, even though the supports are gunning for a kill onto Italiano in the top lane, and looks like they might actually just get it. I think he's a little bit too far forward here. Should be the punish, but they're also scared.
The Exo, though.
Yeah.
And the Glyph.
Comes out. Might just deny the tower now, and Italiano doesn't have any good place to use this exorcism, so he might just run into a large camp or something, but okay. A little bit of the sacking of the offlaners, but also RCY smoked up, just killed a huge ancient stack that 5-man Midas were also very interested in, but Italiano just became the bigger target and kind of body blocked that gank.
Yep. Forced all their attention onto him, denied the tower, didn't give himself up. And you put Exo on cooldown. That's a little unfortunate, but as you said, they are kind of sacrificing the DP's lane a little bit, but I would like to put sacrificing in a big old pair of air quotes, ET, because he's still far above 2 of the 3 cores on the 5-man Midas side in terms of net worth. So if this is what sacrificing him looks like, there's a lot of offlaners who would sign up for that.
You know, he's doing pretty alright for himself. And bottom. Well, RL just got scouted out. Arcane Rune here, and they're going to use the Shapeshift, just trying to get onto the Tiny. Tiny doesn't have to grow. Oh yeah, they're all here.
Silence. They're going to turn. They got the Rupture down, so that forces RL to TP, and he should make it. Can they get anything else? Moonlight, hit by the missile. Stonebank is just going to race car his way forward. And not getting the kill just yet. Telekinesis going to help out, but here comes another missile, and that will finish the job. So at the end of all of that, that really is still just a 1-for-1. Lies sent the creeps in and just kind of tracked down a kill onto Yaren, so if you're 5-man Midas, I think, honestly, you're okay with that. Shapeshift down is a bit of a bummer, but Global Silence was used. The 4 heroes made their way bot, and you only lose the 1 support.
Yeah, and they do just immediately show back bottom. They're trying to get these towers down, and they will start putting a lot of pressure. Pressure that Stonebank cannot really deal with. Don't think you want to put Destroyer in that situation either, so we should see the trade come out from both sides. You do have Exorcism up in 20 seconds, so you can only imagine that Italiano is going to look for a tier 1 to cast his ultimate on, but we'll have to see. Definitely feels like he's struggling, again, a little bit. Maybe not in net worth, but in finding where his next play is, but that's where he does still have quite a lot of a game and quite a lot of levels. But RL walks into him. Last word. Yep.
Okay.
Has to roll away, but
Oh, that's
defensive
awkward.
roll.
Where are you going, bud? Gonna hit him
Okay,
up with
got
the
20
rupture.
stick, but dead.
Just misjudges the angle, and I think clips there onto the side, and
Yep.
well, if he makes it through the uprights there safe and sound, then he should get away. Instead, it's a very rough kill to give up.
Yeah, just kind of bumper cars, gives more gold over to Destroyer as he gets the last hit, but also just AoE gold for the rest of the lineup, just kind of being near that engagement. But that's where Argus is farming a whole bunch on this lone druid. He almost has his full deso. He is very farmed. He has had a great start to this game. It's just a matter of whether or not I think he can really get onto a lot of these towers to really, again, get this game started for his team, because he's got a great start. It's just a matter of whether or not the rest of the lineup can kind of enable him at this point, because he's got a lot of damage to play with, especially sidekick, and there is a level 6 Marcy looking top for the kill with Moonlight, but we'll see if it works out. But even Moonlight himself, he's got max level Crypt Swarm. I feel like we're going to be in a pretty close tie, honestly, when it comes to who defends their towers better. There's just so much wave clear across the board. I really don't know how you ever push in and approach these creep waves, because simply versus Rubik, with Crypt Swarm at least, they just die.
B9 getting some vision down, sees a very angry bear, time to go, but the rebound actually doesn't hit onto him, so he's going to pop the global, try to turn. He's still rooted, so he might still go down here, but well, Feeling is going to actually pull him back in anyway to make sure, but that just means they trade each other out. Stonebank wants some sort of fight here. The Rupture's going to go down. Moonlight has to TP away. Can they cancel it? No, they can't. So Moonlight actually manages to escape. Argius walks away, and well, another one-for-one trade on the support CT, but you're seeing the damage, the scale of these fights kind of starting to increase bit by bit.
They're starting to get more and more costly, and of course, during that entire time, so much attention top. Wise, who's just anchoring down his lane, finally gets some recovery time. The Lycan gets to start doing his job, keeping these lanes in, keeping pressure up. And Argus, well, he walks back top and he finds a Yaren, but they're actually bringing heroes here, trying to maybe deny the tower or at least get a punish on the heroes. And I think Yaren, oh, another missed rebound, but the dispose should be Yaren's death here, especially with RRL coming over.
Moonlight able to secure the kill there with the stolen blood, right? So they find a pick. It does still cost them their tower, but they're able to make some sort of move in this circumstance. And now they're grouped up quite nicely here. They're eyeing the Roche pit. They do have the Deso up now on the bear, so with that armor reduction and damage, they're giving it a go. The scan did come through from Dogsham, though, so they know this is happening, but who can get over here in time, and what do they have to fight with? There's no global. There's no EXO. They'd have to bring RCY, basically. And, well, before they get the chance, they're going to get ambushed. There's the Bloodright silencing up too. Yarn, though, with the Avalanche is going to reset the fight, but Lies now comes in. Shapeshift active. B9 already dead. Italiano Gangster goes down as well, and RCY, he has showed up. He's here. But I don't know how much he can really do. Stonebank, meanwhile, going to put a Bloodright in the pit, and, well, maybe they can slow this down, but the bear is not giving up. Argius just sends it in, and Dogchamp, do you really want to take a risk at this point, or do they just have to let it go?
I think they just let it go. If they had the Shiva's Guard on the Tinker, then maybe I could see them going for a defense, but it's just a little bit too fast, and Argus is a little too farmed, so it is pretty free. They even give the Aegis over to RRL, just because he's still having a pretty difficult game. Now, if he gets ruptured, though, in a team fight, he can just kill himself, come back, not ruptured anymore, and then goes for a Rolling Thunder. I honestly feel like that is a true option for him in this game, but we'll have to see, because you just got level 12 on Tinker. This is where you do start to go even faster. You start to farm very quickly, and again, Shield's Guard is almost picked up, so RCY will become a monster when it comes to pushing in these lanes. He is already starting to ramp.
It's looking a little bit dangerous at the same time for Stonebank. Well, BKB, not quite finished off, but he's closing in on that too. So, item-wise, the power spike is coming. Meanwhile, Italiano, what's he working towards? He's looking for a BKB of his own. His progress is a little bit slower, but it's going to be coming along in the near future as well.
Oh, and okay. jump in the mid lane. B9's here, though. Yeah, spoils all their spells. The silencer, such an obnoxious hero. Now, Moonlight, well, there you go.
Yep.
You step up just a little bit too far. It's nighttime. They've got great wards down placed in the mid lane, and that'll happen. But here we go. LD in on the tower. They just saw the Tinker TP bottom, so this is a free tier 1. They do glyph, but don't think there's any way Dogchamp defend it now.
Just gonna kind of let this go. They throw a curse out onto the creep wave. Whatever. Not enough to slow it down. Argus gets the tower, and now they're starting to move their way down bot, but I highly doubt RCY is really gonna stay here long term. Yeah. He's gonna blink into the trees, TP himself away, and he should be just fine.
He's able to escape, and, well, let's see what's going on here.
They
Trying to get onto waves, but
Feeling's got a nice little Tinker Ward getting set up here, so they know what's gonna happen, and they know how they need to try and cancel it out, but that is the AC finished off. That's the BKB for the Bloodseeker now online. On the 5-man Midas side, oh, what do they got? Lies has his Helm of the Overlord. That is a actually very nice pickup for him, so they're going to be able to do quite a lot with that, but the fight is breaking out whether they want it to or not. RRL just got hit up here. That is the first life being taken away. But the bear is going to come in. Italiano just popped his ult here, and he just gave up the ult, so the Rubik's now going to pop his own, and yeah, I don't think you want to be here anymore if you're Dogchamp. Time to back away, but Tinker going to get spotted. Can they cancel his TP? Yes, they can. He's trapped in the fight, and he's going to go down.
Yeah, just the ward paying off, and man, I need to play more Rubik. I've never seen this with the Arcana. They're just cubes.
Yeah.
They're cube spirits. That's actually phenomenal. That's so good.
Rubik Arcana, man. It's something special.
But no, this is a huge timing, and now they could honestly, okay, they could have hit the tier 3 maybe a bit, but still being very respectful of Yaren, scared of the toss back. That is a good way to go down here, but at least they were able to use their Aegis. Now, the question for 5-man Midas, they've got great wards, they've got great high ground vision. Can they hold the vision is the next question. Their opponents are pretty beaten down. It's when B9 starts to get back out onto the map. You need to make sure that you either kill him or you're in a position to contest, because otherwise, well, you start to lose control. You start to get that creep waves pushed in to where Destroyer becomes more problematic. He can't go bottom because of that Tinker Ward now, or at least he shouldn't try to anymore. But that's where by playing in the other 2 lanes, eventually you'll leave bottom. You just need to make sure someone strong enough to hold the vision is still stuck around there. Probably just Argius, but even then, got to make sure you get those kills.
Pause comes out here. Not sure on the reason just yet, but, well, probably won't see the admin ask any questions unless this goes on for a little bit longer. So hopefully just a quick pause and we can get back into the swing of things, but Dogchamp not exactly reeling, right? That's probably trying to over-exaggerate a little bit there, but they are now on the defensive in terms of the level of map control and the momentum in this game. So to try and make something happen here, I'd have to try and take this next teamfight a little bit more coordinated as well, because the only reason RCY dies there is because he's basically on one half of the fight and the rest of his team was on the other.
It just ended up being extremely split. Didn't work out too much in their favor, but that's also the risk, because of course that Lycan pick was in response to 3 of those heroes on Dogchamp's side, and the shapeshift is very annoying to deal with. That's where again, low top.
Okay.
He just escapes. He blinks out. He got really close to that high ground ward, which is why they go for the roll so long distance, but then RCY just leaves. Okay.
Bit of a weird one, but he does manage to get away. Meanwhile, Moonlight, what'd he take? Got last word. Okay. A little bit more to work with on that front. But checking in on the itemization here, that is the BKB up on Italiano Gangster now. So he has had to sort of slow down his progression with more prioritization going to the other 2 cores. But pop BKB, pop Exo, he's into the middle of those fights, and there's not a whole lot 5-man can do to stop him other than just physically beating him down as quickly as they can.
Oh, and that's where Smoke Up They're looking for eyes onto that Pango early on, even though they know he doesn't have the role right now, but that would be your ideal target. Also would just get a free kill onto Lies, but they're kind of missing. They're not reading very well where 5-man Midas actually are right now. They smoke too far away from the actual triangle to, I think, breach and look for it, and well, they'll take the freebie onto Feeling, but still, that's a cheap 5-position support. Silence almost gets to Argus in time, or maybe that Savage Roar comes through and that kill gets a little bit more complicated, but is unable to make it happen. And now looking over at mid, Rubik steals Crypt Swarm. He's going to nuke out that wave, and then this tower defense is still very difficult to make, but Moonlight will kill the wave. There's nothing they can look for after except for his life, and well...
That kind of sucks a little bit there. He only had 2 targets, and unfortunately for Yarn, he loses that 50-50. That would have been a pretty much guaranteed kill to get the toss back too, so Moonlight very lucky at this point. Count his blessings, but now in the jungle, Arceus is here, feeling TP'd onto the outpost, so they might actually look for something. Moonlight goes in, there's the lift, they're going to catch Yarn out, they've got him stunned up. He does get the avalanche off though. Italiano Gangster, he's already lost so much of his HP, he is trying to heal up with the siphons, but it's just not enough. They burn through him even with BKB on.
No, the physical damage, it's way too difficult to deal with. It's where he really has become that sack core that sometimes we see Death Prophets become, but he's a sack core, but he's also been taking quite a bit of farm away from Stonebank. And of course, Tinker's gonna get the farm. Silencer,
okay.
Yeah, you're just gonna go down, and Stonebank shows himself for a second, but needs to be careful. He gets clipped by a rebound. He's gonna have to pop his BKB, and Rupture will land onto Arceus, but buyback.
Oh my god, look at all the TPs. They want the fight. Arceus, though, he's just TPing out.
He lives.
No, they're going to clean up the supports, yeah. At least they get something out of that. Can they cancel this TP from Lies? No. Okay, that's a couple of kills. Tier 2 tower stays safe. B9, okay, B9 had to buy back, but he's already the lowest net worth hero in the game, so I don't think you care too much about slowing down his progression. Dogchamp just feels like they need more. 2 support kills is nice, but you need to get pressure onto these cores. The Lone Druid in particular, right? That was a situation where Arceus was genuinely feeling like he was in trouble, but he still just TP'd away and really didn't suffer any consequences.
Yeah, it's where somebody, you know, buy Yule's Scepter or something. Do we have to wait for Stonebank's Basher? You know, it's just very difficult. But Stonebank is also really struggling versus the Lone Druid. It's where the Bloodseeker does not match well nicely into the LD. And for the tier 2s, you might be able to defend high ground with this Tinker, but you're just still a little bit too far out. And I think the reason they buy back on B9, he tries to get a global, but doesn't work out as okay. Pick off Moonlight again here. Just playing around the vision, but Stonebank needs quite a few more items before he's actually able to go up versus Arceus here. Or they need to switch targets, where you do have that difficult decision between going for the bear or going for the druid, and they just can't beat the bear right now.
That's a BKB picked up by the Marcy, so it's starting to happen. Every time we get into that sort of mid to late game stage, your Marcy kind of shrugs off that support mantle and starts turning into a core. BKB and a Basher is all she would need, but now Arceus, okay. They hit him up with the Rupture. This time he can't just TP away. And they lock him down. Big first kill. B9 is going to be sacrificed in exchange. But Dogchamp, can they win this fight? They still need to deal with these heroes, but the BKB wears off on the Bloodseeker. Somebody's got to get in there to help him, but nobody's in position. Yarn's too late on the Avalanche, but RCY has arrived. He's going to throw out the missiles, hitting from the high ground, just absolutely tearing through heroes as he grabs the double. Italiano Gangster cleans up one more, and they've got eyes on Moonlight. Yarn may have to die for this. Oh, no, okay. There's the Ava, there's the toss. They take the Black Dragon out too, and Yarn actually does get to live. Dogchamp, that's the fight that they've been looking for all game long. They finally get it.
No, dude, it just is a terrible way for that fight to break out. They lose the LD so early on, and you say, oh, they didn't rupture the Lycan or the Pango. This is our time to shine, which is why they push in. But then they don't get enough damage onto Italiano Gangster. They spend too much of the Rolling Thunder still bouncing in between BKBs. And then, well, Tinker and Death Prophet just take the fight. And sure, you trade out with the Bloodseeker, but he's happy with that. You weren't able to kill either of the supports. You weren't able to burst down the Death Prophet either. And now so much farming time allotted to Dogchamp to finish up those next batch of items. Not to mention, RCY now has a BKB, so if he wants to just stick his head in a team fight and sit there and look at you, he can for 9 seconds. He's ready to actually battle and have a toss. Do they get him? Oh, he's so dead.
RL just gets blown up instantly, so 45 seconds on the sideline for the Pango, who is still struggling to sort of get these items picked up. He's looking for a Lincoln's. It's not going to be a bad pickup at all, but not going to get it anytime in the immediate future. And Roche is back up, ET, so well, they're looking for the fight rather than Roche itself. Yarn does try to push in, but there's going to be that rupture. It's deployed onto Argus. Argus has to just stand and fight. He's not going to win this fight, though. Maybe he is. Oh my god, with feeling in there with the Unleash, they actually just get through him. Argus will eventually fall, but now here comes RCY again, just cleaning up the fight, saying, I've got this. Ultra kill from the Tinker. Rest easy, Stonebank. Your teammate's just going to handle business.
Yep, just kind of let the Tinker take the wheel. He gets bashed too, and it's actually was super hard to see him in that fight because he's just, the bear is standing over him, so his health bar disappears, and then he just dies. But again, it doesn't matter. Our RCY is now top of the net worth. He got his 20 as well. Didn't get the Defense Matrix CDR this time around, though. But now that he has that super fast TP on Keen Conveyance, he's going to be everywhere and anywhere he needs to be. And we are at Tinker Critical Mass. Is going to be 25. I don't want to say pretty soon, but with how Tinker works, probably going to steal the 30-minute tome. And then this is just going to be a game that just gets rolling and never really stops. Almost has the Ethereal Blade too. But Roche is alive. Thing is, Dogchamp can't really do it unless they want to pop Exo. Taliano Gangster, he's so close to level 18, but I guess they're just going to do it anyways. And yeah, they can kind of afford to do this. They have such great vision placed for 5-man Midas to run through that they might not even see this one coming. They're actually feeling like there's a smoke going on, and without scan, they could go for it, and they will see it, but look at that. Roche is dead.
Yep. And RCY, the amount of times that he can just pop a Shiva's guard in the span of like 10 seconds is just unbelievably obnoxious. But they take Roshan, I believe. Did the Bloodseeker take the shard as well? Yeah, pretty sure he didn't buy that. So he's got the upgraded Blood Rage, and well, now you don't have Exo for this push. That's a little unfortunate, but if they just send everybody up to the top lane, it feels like 5-man Midas aren't going to want to mount any sort of defense.
Yeah, I just feel like now 5-man Midas is going to have to farm, which is sad to say because they were up until this point in a pretty dominant position. It's where I think even for feeling, he might need a basher before they take another convincing fight. They're just going to have to take this game kind of low and slow right now while they search for a Tinker answer, but I don't know, is the Tinker answer your Pango buying a Blink Dagger and a Hex? Is it him getting lucky with Feeling and Moonlight? I don't know. It's tough. There's a BKB on the Bear at least, but again, without a BKB on the Druid, their goal now is just to ignore the Bear. And of course, that's why you are getting a Butterfly up on that Bloodseeker. Then you're not going to have an MKB finished. It's where you have to turn your build around pretty much instantly. Otherwise, you're going to spend a good 5 minutes of this game where you just straight up can't hit Stonebank.
Okay, Argus is still holding the BKB on the Druid, not the Bear. That's a bit of an interesting one. I mean, he has been getting hit up immediately in a lot of these fights, but if he's caught between 2 or 3 heroes, I don't know that the BKB is going to be enough to save him. But well, we'll see if the risk pays off. Of course, if he is in a position where he has the time to, he could just transfer it to the Bear pretty quickly too. But while that's going down, yeah. They caught RRL. The Pango still really struggling to find his footing here. And now, Argus has got to make sure he gets out of here. The Bear has been slowed up. Argus is just going to actually go for the TP. His Bear's going to die in the meantime. But he's got to resummon, but it's a lot of gold that you give up there.
Yeah, and had the right idea, but maybe just not the correct execution, as Regen Rune bottled for the Tinker. So now he can just go wild in a team fight if he needs to. But does mean that he's not going to be able to bottle up in his own fountain. Oh, top.
Argus.
He found the other Druid. Oh, and he missed the roar.
Can he damage him enough? Not before the true form comes out. So he does get that extra little bit of health, and RCY says, okay, the moment passed. Time is up. Time to get away, but 5-man Midas, the whole team just saw their life flash before their eyes there, because if you lose the lone Druid, you are going to be looking at some serious pushes onto your side of the map as Moonlight. Yeah, you need to leave too. Saw B9 for a moment, but with Destroyer in, They're going to try and be very careful about this. Lies, though, is pushing forward. At this point, though, this is not a good idea. He's now going to get ruptured up, and he's not going to finish his TP home. I don't really know what the plan was from the Wolf there. I mean, he saw RCY, but he keeps on chasing, and now RRL is going to get caught again. They'll take him down. Destroyer's going absolutely ham looking for these, but they caught him with a fear. Can they keep him locked down for enough? No, the BKB comes out. He's trying to get himself away from here. Actually, he's not. He's just fighting his way through this. They're going to take Argus down, and RCY, he does not fall. It's a 5-man wipe. He's going to just go right back to base to heal. And if you're 5-man Midas, listen, if you get that kill, that's perfect. That's fantastic. That slows up this push that would have been coming quite significantly, but without the kill, you just lost everything.
Yeah, just can't do it, and the region were doing so much work in that team fight. Just didn't have to go back. You didn't have to worry about anything. And now you put the BKB on the bear so the bear can hit, but other than that, the druid is not tanky enough to survive versus everything. There's at least going to be 2 melee racks, maybe the full set just easy, and then 5-man Midas are left scrambling for, again, a solution to the Tinker that simply will not exist. And all of that starts with, again, another tossback from Yarn's Tiny, who has just really turned this game around. It was such a slow start, just a miserable beginning for him, and then just becomes the hero they need to actually get the majority of these kills in this game. And now, Tinker, 25, finished the overwhelming blink. Without BKB, it is impossible to get in and out of these fights. Has a Hex queued up as well, so we are at Doomsday. They don't even have Exo, and they're hitting this tier 3 tower because they've got an Aegis for 20 more seconds. They've just hit their timing. And 5-man Midas, I don't know if there's much of this game left for them.
I mean, they've got to hit so many different heroes at once, and RRL in trouble. He's able to swashbuckle away, uses the curl up now as well. So he's not dead yet, but he is getting pushed back. In the meantime, Lies just got hit by the Rupture. He's going to look to TP home, but the bash comes through. They're going to cancel that TP. Lies already dead, and the rest of 5-man Midas are getting pushed back towards the fountain. Can they survive? They did just lose the Aegis up on Stonebank, so he's got to be a little bit careful. But Yaren, oh my god, Yaren just went in for the tossback play. I don't know if he got it, but it doesn't really matter. They still kill Feeling. They take down the bear. Argus now next on the chopping block. Drop down, taken out. It's just a mad dash into the fountain. The Stonebank is going to pad the stats. Can he get a rampage? No, he can't. He's going to die to the fountain, and the GG gets called. So no rampage today for Stonebank, but Dogchamp get the win. The one that they desperately needed, because now their shot at an upper bracket slot is still technically alive.
Yeah, no, they keep going. RCY's keyboard isn't working. What an annoying Hero 25 voice line. But yeah, man just plays Tinker. Man works. And of course, not countered out. Funny thing would be if Dogchamp decided to now first phase the Tinker come game 2, because, you know, that's the BS they pulled last time around they did this. But everybody's looking over at RCY now, just like, dude, really? You're going to do this? Come on. Is this the way things are going to be for Dogchamp? Maybe. And it definitely feels, I think, very nice. But also, they had problems already coming this to the game. Of course, RCY was put in the position to just carry his team. But until that point, Stonebank was dying and had to die for 2 of those team fights to get carried by RCY. But also, you get Bloodseeker versus the Pango and the Lycan. It just feels like 5-man Midas maybe not thinking about that second phase set of bans nearly enough. I think simply they take that hero and then they put Stonebank in a much more awkward position. It's just too obvious. The choices for Dogchamp were just simply too easy to make. And it's also where I think Yarn Tiny might need a respect ban at this point, because the man just operates. He just finally gets his Blink Dagger. Has a really rough early game, because usually it's at the cost of Italiana Gangster getting maybe a little bit more farm. But once he's online, and then he just starts outplaying you in way too many different ways. And even though I like the LD, Argus had a great start, it was just a great start. It wasn't enough for them to actually win or turn anything into, I think, enough momentum for the rest of the lineup to catch up, because, again, they got countered.
Yeah, once Argus realized as well that they were bypassing the bear and going straight for him, it felt like it was just over. He didn't really have the defensive means, and his teammates couldn't really save him either. So, unfortunate for 5-man Midas. Strong start, as you said, but they weren't able to follow through. So now their list of opportunities grows even shorter. Still need to get some points out of the day, but this first game not going to be successful. So we are going to be moving on to game number 2 in just a little bit here. But ET, before we do, we are coming up on that time once again. We'll swap on over, get the graphic on your screen, because it is time for a little bit of a shout out to our sponsor. BTS Pro Series 12 is sponsored by HyperX and the new HyperX Armada 25 FHD gaming monitor. And I can now say it's quite nice. The graphic is actually correct. We've been saying it's coming soon, really throughout the entirety of this group stage. Coming soon is gone. It is now actually available. The monitor has launched, so you can now actually get your hands on it. Oh, again, 24.5-inch display, comes with the desk mount, 240 hertz refresh rate, a 1 millisecond response time, NVIDIA G-Sync compatible. It's got all the bells and whistles. You can adjust its positioning however you want. So this is a relatively high-end monitor that HyperX are offering to you, and they're offering it to you at a bit of a discount here as well. You can use the code HXBTSArmada to get yourself up to 20% off MSRP. You can also click on the banner underneath the video player or check out the code being posted in chat to take advantage of that offer. So thank you very much to HyperX for offering both the discount and for sponsoring Pro Series. And we are going to be moving things along in just a few minutes. So when we come back, it will be the start of that Game 2 draft. We'll see if 5-Man Minus can get that win finally, or if DogChamp have a clean 2-0 sweep in them. So stick around. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, and it's an interesting choice because, of course, you ban out the puck. First thing that you think about is probably the Invoker of the Queen of Pain, and both of those heroes have survived so far. I also am noticing there is still a Batrider in the pool, and I think that's also where RCY, that's his hero pool. That's what he's played up until this point. Do 5-Man Midas now try to get ahead of him and then rush the picks just to steal it away? Feels like they almost have to, but that's where the mid pool being so open, the puck ban can't be for nothing. And they go for Chen, so they'll keep us guessing. They're going to try to draft into it.
Yeah.
And then CM, counter, and then Luna. Okay, a little bit different.
Whoa,
and then
boys.
that's an immediate pickup. Naga. Yeah, no, this draft is just blazing by. All of the reserve time's been spent on bans, but the picks just soar, and I've got to kind of favor DogChamp a little bit here. Sure, Naga Siren, we've seen it before. It should be able to shut out that Beastmaster. And DogChamp have an awkward situation. They have an Undying and a Crystal Maiden. I think more likely you're going to see the Undying as a 4 than the CM as a 4, even though both feel weird. But kind of funny that nobody ended up actually bagging a mid laner there. Both sides just decide, no, we're just going to run our carries at each other, and then we go through this final set of bans, and now all those mid laners that were still in the pool just simply aren't.
Lena taken away. The Bat banned out as well. We'll see if anybody's going to bite on a ban on the Spirits here. Honestly, either Ember or Void at this point. So it's kind of strange that we just flashed our way through phase 2, but yeah, as you said, ET, it feels like DogChamp are a little bit stronger with what they've got here. If you're 5-Man Midas, though, you know, find me the mid laner, ET. Who is the character for RRL that ties what this is gonna be together? Because I guess technically speaking, we're still not sure between the Snap and the Bounty.
Yeah, and I am still kind of grinding my gears thinking about that, because you do look at the lineup and say, well, is it going to be an off-lane bounty hunter now? Do they need an off-laner? What's going on here? I think 5-Man might have a little bit of an easier time banning heroes. I think we got to see the Lesh ban, and they go for the Kunkka instead. I think it was pretty close between the two, but I think DogChamp just picked Lesh for RCY now, and then, well, it's Leshrac versus Naga.
Whoa.
And they go for Zeus instead. Okay. Maybe not that immediate kind of secondary frontliner I was expecting, but doubling down on some more magic damage, I guess. And of course, versus the Bounty Hunter, now I think you need to make that Bounty Hunter your offlaner. I don't think Zeus versus Bounty is a lane. I think that would be kind of sad, especially because you're just going to end up, I guess, farming underneath tower if you're the Bounty Hunter and dodging Arc Lightnings, but then you're showing you never can leave your lane because it's always forced in. So yeah. 5-Man Midas with your 2, I guess not exactly 2 minutes, but with all your time here, what's it gonna be for RRL? Because, again, it's a draw lane. It's a lane that nobody loses. You could pick Void Spirit and I guess just look to kill him instead. That's probably your easy pick, just having somebody that can go in. But aside from that, I don't think you can pick the same heroes. You probably don't want to go for the last track. You want somebody who's going to build a fast BKB, though, because there's a Luna in the game. He's going to magic you down. He's going to kill you if you end up overextending. Oh, man, it's a tough position to be in. They
They
also need some wave clear, though, because they're just going to get pushed, and they don't have anything to defend right now.
Could they get away with something like an Invoker in this spot, ET?
I don't think so. I think it'd be too bad. And there's no lockdown for him as well. It's like, it feels like a hero that they might pick just out of comfort, but other than that, I think it doesn't win the lane, and I don't think it wins the game versus Luna Beastmaster. I just think they need something mobile, but you can already see as well for 5-man minus, they're deliberating, they're trying to think of the best one as well. It's where they would have liked to have the puck, honestly, all the way back when, but I don't know. It's tough, and they go for the
Okay.
Queen of Pain. The mid laner that was left over, still stuck in the pool, and sure, a little bit more magic damage to play around with, and somebody who can, again, kind of clear creep waves. It's that hero that has creep clear but doesn't have wave clear, so even though you might be able to kill creeps while you're standing next to them, well, if you're going to get roared if you're standing next to the creeps, you know, it still doesn't fix the problem necessarily, but gives them maybe something more to play for, and is a little bit more mobile, but I think this was more so just to give RRL a slightly more even lane versus RCY, because RCY has just been doing a fantastic job in all of his lanes. But you do force the Bounty Hunter to be your off laner at the end of the day here, because you kind of have to at that point.
And yeah, I mean, the list of characters that we had seen RRL on, I think more than once, were basically, what, that Queen of Pain, the Invoker, and I guess technically he's played the Pangolier multiple times now, but none of those are the best option, so they kind of just had to pick the one that wasn't the worst, which I know sounds kind of bad for them. And the Queen of Pain really is not that bad, but it felt like they were kind of backed into a corner just a little bit.
No, for sure, and well, we'll see how the lanes actually end up panning out here. If this is just something to do, or if this is a little lame. I don't know. It's tough. 5-man Midas, they're just gunning for a win. They've got an offlane bounty hunter. He's going to steal some gold from Stonebank, but I don't know. Was this too early? Was this not the situation to break it out? I'm not sure. It's just a tough day for 5-man Midas, because, again, they play after this game. They've got more to play for, especially against Wolf Team, who will also be looking for the 2-0 to tie themselves up with Dog Champ. So both those teams are going to be gunning for a final slot. And Yarn does actually end up taking the CM. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, somebody had to be the 4.
Get the lane. Someone had to be the 4, and someone had the lane versus Chen. So why not?
Oh. Let's see what 5-man Midas can do here. Little unconventional with some of these selections, but well, convention hasn't worked out for them for the most part in the past, as we have repeatedly mentioned, so try something crazy. And ETI will say one thing, it's not going to count for much, but I like this crazy offlane bounty hunter more than the repeated attempts at the offlane Mirana. I would be okay with just never seeing that again.
Yeah, kind of an agree. Just was funky, was not so cool, but yeah, taking a lot of damage here. Has a slow in 7 seconds from the CM, but I think you are just slow. He is slightly faster though, and actually, yeah, neck and neck. And with Argus, well, there's the axes.
Oh,
not dead,
enough.
but there's the click.
Okay. Wait. How did Italiano Gangster get that?
Got long arms.
Okay, that's very fair. Thought the Yarn right click was going to be the one that connected, but your Beastmaster does pick it up, and as you say, yeah, you gotta watch that wingspan on the Beastmaster. But there's your first blood. Strong start to the lane here if you're Dog Champ, just getting that Beastmaster a little bit more. And I mean, he's always someone who just goes for the naked Domhelm rush, right? That's how Beastmaster plays. So if you speed that up by, you know, a first blood's worth, then Domhelm can come out maybe a couple of minutes faster.
Well, and the funny thing is, with that gold, actually just buys a full Basilius. And you'd say, oh, interesting, but you're like, oh, if you're just going to spam us out, then yeah. So a lot more Crystal Novas, a lot more Whirling Axes that Argus is going to have to deal with, and not fun stuff, as Feeling is all the way back over here looking for his medium camp, looking for a good creep, and Well, this is the gamble. Let's see it.
What does he get?
And he
Some
got
pine
the good one,
cones,
but he can't get that
satyrs.
one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he can't actually have it right now, so he's going to take the little one. It's the purge creep. He'll be back for the big boys later, but well, uh, what is he really going to do with this? I guess he can purge up some people and be annoying, but while that's happening, Argius is already getting kind of bullied here, so is it going to be enough to matter? He's hitting up Yarn a little bit, but I don't know if Yarn is really going to care too much. And now he hits level 2, so if he does have that frostbite, and feeling may very well just lose the creep.
Yeah, it's tough goings here for this bottom lane, but that's where they don't have enough damage yet to kill Aragius, and once raindrops are online, then, you know, somebody's spell is going to be a little bit less effective, but yeah, already kind of feeling those Chen nerfs just a bit here, but we'll have to see, because he does have camps at the very least, which is nice. Maybe not the small camp just yet, but we'll have something to play for a little bit further down the lane, but not now. For now, it's just getting nuked, having to deal with the magic damage, and hoping they run out of mana before you're dead.
Yep. Trying to track in multiple lanes here, because there's a lot of skirmishing going down. Multiple heroes getting into some dangerously low levels of health. Is okay, well, so much for that play. B9 puts down a tombstone, and Moonlight says, no, no, no. Just takes that free gold, and now if you're B9, you've got to be careful here. He's got Decay, I suppose. That can get him a little bit more, but just to make sure that he clears out of here safely. Lies. Lies. Time to step away. Turns around for the shuriken toss, but B9 may be safe after all. Turns around, drops a Decay. Stonebank made his way over, and they turn it.
Yeah. No, it just ends up working out, but you are right. Everybody is so incredibly low. There's a lot of sticks as well picked up, just because of how much spamming there's been going on these lanes, but yeah, it's just barely gets the leg up there, barely gets enough mana for one more Decay, and it just works out for him. Does kind of need the suicide though pretty soon
he's
here,
dead.
but yeah, nothing he can do. Did get a ghost though, so Feeling got lucky. He got the creep that he would be looking for, but that's where Yarn might just look to frostbite it, and no more ghost.
Can't even deny it there either, so Yarn gets the gold. Insult to injury on that play, but yeah, that's not great for your Naga Siren. He's just a little bit too low, but there's no regen. He only had the stick. Feeling, I guess, could stand next to him with the headdress for about half an hour, but it's not really a viable strat at this stage in the game, so it was either give up on farm entirely or take the risk, and the risk doesn't pay off.
Well, it doesn't pan out for you, and we'll have to see what the next one is, and fortunately no more ghost. Got a heal creep, maybe something to heal up literally just the Naga in this situation, but that's where Yarn on the aggressive makes his way towards that bottom water rune, make sure that nobody ends up getting it, but Destroy gets the other one. And top lane, big trades, but Wise isn't able to keep on him. He's got another shuriken, but with Zombie slowing him down and Luna zoning him out, he's not going to be able to make that kill onto B9 happen, and actually still needs to be careful. One more Decay, one more beam could kill him, but we'll be able to walk this one out, even though he does get clipped there.
Now back down bot, Argius is on the run again. The Hawk, though, is going to scout him out. They get down the route with the Frostbite, and that's the Naga dead twice in the lane. And also, oh, by the way, 5 straight kills to open things for Dogchamp and a 3k net worth lead.
Yeah, 3k net worth at 5 minutes is, yeah, that's rough. And then you also look at mid lane, you know, why not? And you see that the Queen of Pain's making the walk of shame. Destroyer just has put so much mana into her in the lane, and until you get some raindrops up, even once you have raindrops up, it's just not pretty stuff. The Zeus will also make that same walk, most likely. Could just clarity up as well, but decides that, no, I'm going to go get full mana and then do the exact same thing, because I am Zeus.
Kind of afford to do that as Argius. Oh, you are playing with fire here, man. Yarn, he's just trying to push in. He guessed wrong, though. Okay. Argius finally gets a little bit of luck going his way, right? Yarn hits up the wrong one, gets the illusion instead of the real hero, and
Well,
oh boy. Naga Siren gets the kill. He needs to make sure he doesn't die to axes, though, because there's one more coming. Can he get the angle? Okay, never mind.
And it's that. Yeah, you always forget about it. Everybody forgets about the Zeus until that happens. Gets Lies as well, and then Feeling yeah, is going to go down. And this bottom lane is in shambles. This is a third situation where the Naga Siren's TP is maybe 15 seconds off before he's able to rejoin the lane. And then Destroyer gets an Arcane Rune, is going to start bullying up RRL even further because his Arc Lightning's only cost 63 mana. Yeah, this is just the way it goes if you're 5-man Midas. And you're getting Dove Top.
Nice cookie stun, though. Is that enough? Stone Bank. 2 seconds for Lucent. Get into range. Oh, he lost the vision. Gonna kill off the courier, so at least he gets that. But while that happened, B9, he was low off of the cookie stun, but Lies couldn't actually finish him, and now Lies has to kind of be careful. Looks like he's going to be okay for the time being. Meanwhile, what's going on in the jungle here? They've spotted out Yaren. It's taken 3 heroes to kill the Crystal Maiden. That's not the greatest of signs, but they need something, ET, and they do at least manage to find that.
Yeah, and you still get it, which is all that matters. Just making sure that you can get something is the name of the game here if you're 5-man Midas with this much of a deficit. Moonlight, though, is kind of in his namesake, dying at nighttime here in the raindrop. Oh, Lies, what have you done? He does have Invis, so he will be able to walk away, but walk away to what? He doesn't have much of a lane. He's just going to have to regen pretty much under tower of the flag bearer. Oh, God, it's just not getting easier. The only thing you can do is, I think, run around with your Queen of Pain and then hope that she can make enough rotations happen with the max dagger, but... Oh,
man. He lives dangerously. Went in for the Janata and then immediately repopped the Shadow Walk, so... The problem is, that's the maximum impact he can have right now. He can occasionally steal a little bit of money from the Luna. And
yep.
That's all your offlaner's doing? It's kind of rough, and now a sentry's gone down, so he's not even going to be able to get away. Moonlight has to come in for the cookie stun, and looks like that will be enough to get Lies out of trouble, but just this lane just isn't providing anything, and at this point, ET, his net worth is lower, or was lower for a second there, than the Crystal Maidens.
Oh, and then Arceus tries to get cheeky with the illusion bait again here, but Italiano Gangster also just got incredibly lucky. Got the perfect creep Dark Soul Summoner, so now his tower push is just fearsome. You get 2 sets of skeletons, and then you start steamrolling these towers, and he's looking at mid. Doesn't have Roar, though, because, again, he just killed off that Naga Siren, but RRL, who has 1 point up in the Scream of Pain, this was already going to be an issue, but no wave clear. What do you do now? You're going to dagger him, probably, but this just feels like free damage, and Italiano Gangster could even just change onto Moonlight, but doesn't want to give up his Hawk's position in Pterodactyl, even. Pretty sick cosmetic, but mid tower's just dead.
And up top, Lies is forced to TP out of his lane, so you're going to take the tower. You have just shut down the off lane again, and Arceus... Last time he tried to farm in the jungle, they caught him. He's 1-4. So 5-man Midas have, realistically speaking, lost all 3 of their lanes.
Yeah, and of course, we always talk about it. How do you come back when every single lane is lost? In a lot of games of Dota, you don't. But they've still got a chance. And Italiano,
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
This is the punish. Nice Thunder God's Wrath, though, and his creeps are very strong. So RRL, who just blinked in, has a 20 stick, so he's a little bit tanky, but they just all need to run from the Beastmaster.
That's rough. RRL, supposed to be your triumphant moment as, okay. Oh, this is a problem. Can he get himself out of here? He has no blink. He blinked in, and there's the axes. Oh, the rule of the Quap, right? If you blink offensively, well, you better hope that you win the fight straight up, because you are trapped.
Yep. Quap's rule is one of the best. Honestly, it was better when there was $9 million on the line. I'll always remember that that newbie Liquid Grand Final. But
Dealing.
Okay. Steals the boar. It doesn't have that much HP, but there's no Mortimer's Kisses in Moonlight. Well, they're all just looking at Italiano Gangster saying, what are you going to do? Do something.
He just dropped the roar on the real
coming,
Arceus.
though.
They've got him rooted. Arceus has to live, though, but he can't. The kill's just not going to be as worth it if you lose, and he's going to channel the ult in the trees. Moonlight's dead. RRL, I don't think he's getting out. Blink in 1. Can they finish him in time? Yes, they can. Or no, they can't. Wow, excuse me. Mouth not worky, but... Well... That still sucks. I don't know how else to really say it at this point, ET. Arceus goes down again. You do get the Italiano Gangster kill. That is unbelievably important, but... That was the bare minimum. You had to have that in that play, and they don't get anything else.
Yep. And they don't get anything else, even though
B9.
B9, he's got a TP home, but even the Queen of Pain, who is just scrambling to try and show up to these fights, is not farming. She's just barely getting the creep wave that's pushed into the mid lane. Every single time, it's not going to be a reactive response.
Oh, feeling you don't want to be here.
Yeah, walks into kind of a sad state of affairs. You do the self jump. If you just press S and then top, you don't have to go forward any bit. But okay, Cookie, kisses, kill.
No way out. All right. They find the kill. A little bit of extra damage onto Yarin too, who's trying to TP out, and he's not going to make it. Sonic Wave had to be used. Moonlight gets the kill there, and oh, they're looking for a little bit more mid too. B9. He is starting to drop there a little bit, but Tombstone thrown down. Moonlight just says thanks for the free food, and I don't know if they can keep chasing. RL's starting to run out of mana, but they are getting into the trees. B9 really doesn't have anything to work with here himself, so it's just going to be a right-click fight that RRL should win. Eventually. Okay, Moonlight has to help.
Yeah, and
get it.
Well, 3 kills in a row. Can't get greedy here with RRL, and oh, he's got Thunder Gods. Does he just... Doesn't even need to.
Oh, sniped out by the axes there from Italiano, and... Well... We're seeing a little bit more from 5-Man Midas, right? They are finding the occasional kill, but I don't know if it's really going to be enough. And you look at Italiano Gangster, we're 12 minutes in, he's got Helm of the Overlord, right? He's just running around with the Shaman. They've already taken tier 2s in a couple of lanes, so he could just start rotating himself top as Lies. Well, he's tracking Stonebank, but I don't really see any way that they get this kill, and with reinforcements coming, it's time for him to leave. But we still just haven't really talked about a lot from this Bounty Hunter, and with this item build, as Argius, okay, able to catch out Destroyer down in the bottom lane, but that itemization from the Bounty with just the Vanguard, he hasn't really been in the middle of any of these fights, so it just doesn't feel all that useful right now.
And here would be the turnaround, as Lies is about to run into the team Roshing, so he will go down. But this is where you would love to maybe get a cheeking at this. This is a 13-minute Rosh, but there is nothing you can do. Probably give the Aegis. Honestly, I'd give it to Italiano, but Stonebank will take it just for maybe ease of his own gameplay. But that's where, unfortunately, weren't able to use the kisses there. Weren't able to stop them up in the slightest. Just too much net worth to play around still. And they do have to be careful. It's just the fact, though, that Dogchamp have been able to make all of these plays just based around the Beastmaster. Stonebank has not had to do anything. He hasn't batted an eye in this game. He has just farmed against the Bounty Hunter, who has tried to rob him, but of course, eventually you lose that battle, and, well, the Bounty Hunter's going to go down again here. Unfortunate. Even steals the kill, and they're looking, though. Smoke to try and kill the Zeus, but he saw the smoke with his ulti, so he should just walk this one all the way home. As long as he doesn't get greedy and walks in between the towers, he should be fine, and that's what they're pinging out for. Trying to get the punish, but oh no.
Well, now they've got to be careful themselves and maybe clear out, because I don't know. For Dogchamp pushing over, for a moment it looked like a couple of heroes were coming, but they don't want to give up on the chance to push the tower, so 5-Man Midas's heroes will be safe ET, the tower, not so much.
Nope, and they defend their own tier 1 mid. They put pressure on the tier 2 top, but tier 2 that, even though it gets glyphed, is just going to get tanked up by the Granite Golem. Wise is up. Again, looking for a robbery here onto Stonebank, but that's where all they can do now is cut this mid creep wave and hope that they cannot connect onto that mid tier 2, knowing that Glyph is now gone, because you've just been too successful here. And even the Bounty Hunter looking to maybe nab this creep wave and try to pull it back, but backdoor goes. You still have the Granite Golem in front, and oh!
Okay. Roar onto RRL, he's straight dead. Cookie comes out too late, and I just don't think that the Queen of Pain realized that they had that kind of forward vision, but this is Rax at 15 and ET. I genuinely cannot believe that I am saying this, but this offlane bounty is kind of making me wish we had Lies Mirana back.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he's cutting the creep wave. Not anymore. It's gone.
He was.
Yeah, no, just not a lot to answer for. And I think coming into that final phase, just an odd gamble for them to try in this game. And now onto the mid tier 2. Of course, you still have your Glyph. Feeling doesn't have a life, though. There goes the mech.
He used Hand of God there, too. That's awkward. Still dead.
it's just one of those simple situations where you would hope that maybe Arceus is the one to kind of win this game for you, and you're like, oh, well, you went for the defusal first, you don't have a Manta style, you don't really have any way to cut these lanes either. They're trying to get some wave core going, and okay, kisses, doing a lot of damage, but what happens when you run out?
Oh my god,
Oh,
Yarin,
no.
he's not gonna die. Okay. They take him out, but it almost doesn't matter. It's just the kill for pride's sake, but they lose way too much. The buyback comes in.